Why are Democrats soft on crime? Where does that help them being soft on crime?
It doesn't. They don't see it as being soft on crime. They see it as being humanitarian towards criminals, which is ridiculous. Like every Democratic-run city, the crime rate is going through the roof. Denver, New York, Washington, Baltimore, you name it. Did you read about the thing with
Apparently he contacted you. His wife has COVID.
You're right. I told him. You're right. You're right.
So he basically said if there's anything that should come up, I can call him.
You're right.
Yeah.
He did. Why the fuck didn't I remember that? I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. No problem. Well, so I'll just call him as on a need to know basis.
We can still treat ourselves today if everybody's going to partake, but that's up to everybody. I'm not going to be the only one.
I don't.
Oh, come on, Doc. What the fuck is wrong with you lately?
I'm just trying to do the no carb thing.
Well, you can do the no carb thing like I do.
I just hate it's such a waste.
Pissing me off.
Well, next week we'll be able to get hamburgers.
Yeah, we have to decide that. We're coming in Monday, Tuesday for sure. We'll decide. I don't know. We may have to forego camera because I don't think he'll be able to find it. Now, he could always be here because noise doesn't affect him.
Right.
He could always be here and then do the find. But how would you find my camera? How do you find Mark's camera?
It'll say add input,
And then what?
and then I click on it.
But why? Okay, so how do we?
But
do
I
that?
think they're in that same list. I just looked. It says add camera. So I guess it works basically the same. It's pretty easy to do.
Yeah, but how will you know what camera to add at my house? It doesn't. Not all cameras in the world come up. We have to figure out how we do it. We really do.
Yeah, Mark could walk me through it.
Well, we got to add it to that queue before we do it. So
Okay.
we know we can add it, like like my computer's
Yeah.
thing.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. It is Friday, which is car day, and we have experts on hand to answer all of your car questions if you have any. If not, you can call with any problem you want at 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Let me just give you a basic rundown. I've been doing this 40 years or more, the longest running radio show with the same host still on the air in America. That's it. That's just a fact, Jack. Also, recovered more cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services than most law firms, into the hundreds of millions of dollars over the years in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services. It's a full-service radio show. While we talk about issues, we don't pontificate and try to tell you how to think, why to think, where to think, what to think. We may just talk to you on how things affect your pocketbook, how things affect your household. This is by no means a political show. So welcome to the show, one and all. I think we all agree, I hope we all agree, on one thing for sure. No one should be ripped off or lied to or cheated, right? This hour brought to you by a great product. It's by Panacea Life. CBD products, a full array of products. Real CBD. Real CBDthatworks.com. RealCBDthatworks.com for pain, inflammation, anxiety. I don't know why it works on anxiety, but it does. It's been proven to be anxiety medication, kind of, or not medication, but you know, an herb. And is it an herb or is it a plant? Well, whatever it is, it's a remedy. It's a supplement. Yeah. And by the way, realcbdthatworks.com. Put Tom in the promo code, get 30% off, including the cosmetic products with anti-inflammatory properties. realcbdthatworks.com. Doc, what were you going to say?
Hopefully, you're teaching people to think before they act, which is a great service.
What do you mean by that? Can you I mean, I know what you mean.
You were telling people that, you know, we're not telling them what to think, but hopefully we get them to think before they act, before making a purchase or going into a contract or giving people money, to think about what they're doing before they do it.
Thank you. Let's talk to Lisa. Hey, Lisa. You have a somewhat serious problem. I mean, tell me what's going on.
So we had contacted a gentleman off of Facebook to come and pour some concrete.
God, this Facebook marketplace, man, they really, really do a number on people. That seems to be a haven for liars, cheats, and ripoffs. Anyway, who did you contact to do concrete work?
So it's called Attractive Concrete.
And what was the job you wanted done?
So he was going to come and remove the existing front porch with steps and sidewalk.
So you have a big concrete block there that's a porch, or is it just a little patio type, or what?
It's a porch, a big concrete slab that's the porch.
It's elevated?
Yes. It takes 3-4 steps to get up to the front door.
Usually what happens is underneath that's a pile of dirt, and then they put up 4 walls and a slab on top, or they pour over it. Yeah. So anyway, what was wrong with your old one?
So that we had an existing slab there that was pulling away from the house, and then we ended up building a wood deck over it. Well, we removed the wood deck and decided to go back to concrete. So, you know, it was under the understanding that we would remove the wood deck. He would come, knock out the old concrete slab, and then pour a new one. Okay, so what happened? So he came, and he was trying to knock out that old slab, and it took longer than he expected. So he explained, look, this is going to take us too long. This concrete is really hard. What I'm going to do is come back and drill some holes in the top and put rebar, and then we'll pour the new concrete over it. Over the old one? Yes. So I said what you said in the beginning, that it wasn't a good idea to pour new concrete over old. And he goes, well, we're going to put the rebar in it so it'll make it more sturdier. Well, did he break up the old concrete at all? He broke up some of it. He did break up some of it, but now, so by pouring over it, was it going to be higher and larger, or was he going to whittle it? Okay, there's 2 ways of doing concrete over concrete. One is to just pour it over the concrete, and it'll be bigger and wider, obviously, because you're adding new concrete. The other way is kind of like doing a crown on a tooth. They rough up and whittle away all the old loose concrete, and then put rebar into the stump or into the remaining monolith or whatever the hell you call it of the old concrete, and pour new stuff around it, which isn't a bad idea if that's what they did. So he was going to do the second option that you just said. So he tear out all the old crap and the big hunks that are still in the ground he would leave there. He would drill rebar into it and pour around it. Right. So what happened? So we didn't get very far because he said the concrete was really tough. So he didn't get very far. So he's like, this is what we got removed. We're just going to come back, drill the holes and put the rebar in. I understand, but when you say he didn't do much, how much did he remove? Did he remove at least 2 or 3 inches off the top? Yeah, I would say more than that. Did he get down to rough, crumbly? Did he get down to rough stone all the way around where the old concrete was? Just the top part, not all the way around. Okay, so I'm not getting a good picture, but let's get right to it. He did a bad job, right? Well, so it looks nice in some areas, but what happened was I could hear that the concrete was too wet, and I could hear him yelling that, you know, it was too wet, it was pushing out the forms and this and that. And you could see the side where the form got pushed out because it's not a square slab. And then, you know, there's pieces that are coming up off the concrete that shouldn't be doing that now. And so I did call him and I said, look, there's pieces that are falling out. And he goes, well, it shouldn't happen unless you drop something on there. And I'm like, well, we didn't drop anything on there.
All right, so is the surface cracking or the side?
The surface. So like the main entrance, the slab to go into the house, there's a crack there that formed before a month. And I explained that to him. And
how
he sent
thick
me a
is that?
picture.
How wide is the crack?
So he suggested I put a quarter in it or a penny.
Yeah.
A penny doesn't quite fit in there, but he did say that he would come caulk it. And the reason I brought that to his attention was, one, it happened really soon. Two, the water gets in there and it discolorates the concrete. Of course, once it dries, color comes back. But
yeah, I understand that, but there's going to be more than that. There's going to be a freeze-thaw cycle, and it's going to crack more. There's a way to get around that. That could be one of the ways to go around it is do a coating on it. I mean, you know, I know you weren't planning on doing a coating, but you ever see those decorative concrete coatings?
Actually, we do have a stamp on it. That was the other issue. We have a stamp on it.
This guy stamped it?
Yes.
But you didn't do a coating on it?
And sealed it with the coating.
What color coating is it?
So the stamp is like a gray-black, and then it's a clear coating.
Okay. Can you send some pictures? We need to have this looked at. I really don't know what you're looking at. In any case, have you had an expert look at it? And obviously, I mean, really, have you had an independent expert look at it?
Well, and that was the original email to you, is to refer me to somebody that could come out and either confirm my thoughts or confirm what the gentleman is telling me about the concrete.
How much did you pay for this?
Paid $4,000.
$4,000. What size is it?
Oh, I don't think he wrote it down here.
I mean, give me an idea. When you go out on your porch, what size is it?
It's a 6 by 5.
If you can take some pictures and get them to Kelly, we'll find an expert. First, I need to see what you're talking about. Get some wide shots, some medium shots, send them to Kelly. Okay? We don't mind helping. We can. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Alex, what's going on with adverse possession? What's happening?
Hey, Tom. So we are looking to add a garage to our property here, and because of the size and the area, we needed to get a survey done. And so we got the survey done, and apparently where our fence is not exactly where the property is supposed to be. Now,
is it in your favor or against you? Is your fence?
It both. So the front, we lose property to the city, but if they want to steal that, they'll steal that anyway. I'm not going to stop that.
So the survey showed your fence line meanders, basically.
So our fence line is like exactly a square almost, but it's really more of like a parallelogram that goes into what the neighbor says is his yard.
Okay. And what's the consequence? How long has that fence been there?
Since 85.
All right, hold on. We'll talk about that coming up. And by the way, when I was talking about those coatings, Garage Magic is one of them. They can seal cracks and do that. They really can. I mean, that's one of the reasons you get a coating, is to keep your concrete really solid. Garage Magic, one of the contractors we love, 720-600-HOME. It's not only beautiful, but it can seal your concrete. 720-600-HOME.
That Qcolor, Alex, I just sent you the pictures that he sent on the property dispute for adverse possession. So that should be at the top of your email.
Well, I'm sorry. I was watching that gap thing. What did you say now?
So if you go to your email,
yeah.
Alex, the guy on with adverse possession, he sent.
Let me do this real quick.
He sent pictures.
All right. Colorado Pain Care Sport and Spine is open for you, 7 to 7 for your convenience. So you can make even same-day appointments. If you suffer with pain, they'll work with your existing docs and with your insurance, or go directly to them or to their physical therapy department. Yes, you can go directly there for exercises, and then they can refer you to the docs if you need them. ColoradoPainCare.com for more information. 303-GOT-PAIN. I'm a patient there, and you can trust these docs to go to work on your pain immediately. 303-GOT-PAIN.
Have you still not
Okay, so
your mortgage? Well, soon you might be kicking yourself in the head. Rates are at historic lows, so take advantage of our new fast-track loan with an
so one is existing. I don't know which is which, but okay.
With our no closing costs 30-year fixed loan. That's right, no points.
One is red and one is blue. Not sure what is what. I think red might be his.
20 years.
I think the blue one is.
Okay, I want to get Brad O'Brien on.
Okay, Brad O'Brien.
But hold on, let me just make sure. I don't know what he's. Let me see what he's. Yeah. Let's get him. But we would need to. Okay, the bottom line, clearly our property, but he doesn't explain the colors here. That's the problem. So he's got to explain the colors to us. I don't know what it means. I mean, this doesn't mean shit to me unless I know what I'm looking at. Which one is the fence line and which one is his property line?
425-3669.
Do you want me to hold off on Brad, or do you want me to?
No, can you just ask him on the picture with red and what are we looking at?
The red, blue, and green?
Just red and, whatever the fuck. What are we looking at?
Get your word today, Doc?
I did. It was tough.
Was it really?
Yeah. Because it's an interesting combination of letters. Excuse me.
Every 3 seconds there is a new victim of identity theft. A criminal could be applying for loans in your name, selling your personal information on the dark web. Now, protecting your identity can be very easy thanks to LifeLock by Norton. No one company can prevent all identity theft or monitor every transaction of every business, but LifeLock is simple and easy to protect yourself, and you'll save up to 25% off the first year when you go to LifeLock.com or call 1-800-LifeLock. Just use the promo code Henry.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Everybody's heard how competitive the home buying market is out there, but nobody's telling you what they can do to help you out to get it on the best possible deal. At Untitled Chapter, we can is all starts with getting pre-approved. What is the idea if you could become a cash buyer to go to the front line without no home features all over?
Okay. So the green.
Hold on.
Hurting your neck or back can be a serious hit to your happiness and way of life. Pain relief doesn't have to mean an endless cycle of medication and doctor visits. Spine One is effective, minimally invasive treatments for back.
So the green was what it was originally before the neighbor built the fence. The blue is what it is currently right now.
Ready to get your life back from back pain.
Okay, the blue is what it is. Okay, hold on. Just fuck if I just don't get rid of this shit.
This report is sponsored by Dairy Queen.
Expect a warm Friday afternoon as high temperatures make it into the lower to middle 80s with a mix of sun and clouds across the area. I'm Fox.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so goes back to the picture.
The new All-Star Summer Blizzard Treat lineup is here.
Okay, so the red is what it's supposed to be. The green is what it was originally before the neighbor put in the fence. The blue is what it is currently. They had a surveyor come out to verify.
So who put up the fence? The neighbor?
The neighbor did.
And the red is what it's supposed to be?
Correct.
Okay.
So.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK,
713-8255, GenesisTotalExteriors.com for all your exterior work. That goes from the roof to the siding to the windows, doors, decks, painting, anything you need done. GenesisTotalExteriors.com, someone I've trusted for 30 years. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. They also do solar. Now, listen, I looked at this. Alex, this picture.
Yes.
So, let me explain. When you moved there, was there a fence
I'm already
there?
here. We've been here when we moved here, yeah, the fence was in the back, sorry.
How long were you there?
We've been here since 2012, so for 10 years.
All right. Now, when you got there, there was a fence in place. Is that right?
Correct. And my understanding is the neighbor put it up for whoever was living in this house in 85 when he built his house.
Okay, so in 1985, your neighbor put up the fence, and the fence that he put up is on the picture. What color?
It's on the blue line.
Okay, so he erected that blue line, right?
Correct.
And that's wrong or right?
That is wrong. So what I've talked with him about.
Hold on. Just wait. Before you move on.
Sure.
That blue line is how the fence was when you moved in. Is it still like that?
It's still like that. We have not changed it.
Okay, hold on. And that was done in 1985.
Correct.
Okay, and
so one part on that is the green line was erected in 1964 when the house was built, but it's the finishing touches on the blue in the back that the neighbor erected.
It doesn't matter. The blue one was in place since 85. That blue line was a fence line. Now, is your house in the middle of that? Is that your house?
Yeah, that's our house in the middle of that.
Okay, so when you did a survey, when you closed, did it show the proper property lines?
Well, so I don't think we did a survey when we closed on the house.
Well, you had to unless you paid cash.
Oh, boy, they didn't give us that information then.
Well, it's required. Here's what I'm saying.
So it says that on the deed. It does say it on the deed.
It says what on the deed, sir? What do you mean? It says what on the deed?
It says the red line is the boundaries. That's how I'm confirming a lot of it.
Okay, good. So according to your deed and your closing docs, the red line is yours.
Correct.
Okay. So it encroaches. Your property goes way on the other side of that fence. Does your neighbor acknowledge that?
No, he refuses, and the reason being is when he put up the fence, he made his measurements from the road as his reference point.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's wrong, okay?
Yeah.
Now,
yeah, exactly.
He doesn't automatically get to keep it. He's going to argue. He's going to argue that he's been maintaining it and he's been openly using it for more than 12 or 18 years. Right. There is an adverse possession, but he has to make that claim and sue for it. It's not automatic. So
yeah, I understand that part.
So you can go and simply move the fence to your property line.
Okay.
I'm saying I know this guy may hit the roof, but that's your property. If you can show it, do you have a certified survey showing your property line? Have you staked it?
Yeah, we staked it. He actually pulled one of the stakes because he wasn't happy with it. And the survey they're wrapping up the final documentation now. He said that should be done today.
Now, what about the other side? Where do you're encroaching on someone else's property on the other side. Whose is that?
On the front side, it is just the road, so it's right of way for the road.
And they don't care. Okay, good. So, well, they don't. They're not telling you to move it, are they?
Yeah. Well, and they're unlikely to develop on it, and if they did, they'd steal it from me anyway. So I don't know how much of a battle that's worth fighting.
It isn't worth fighting. What I would do if I were you is I would have the fence line moved over to where it's supposed to be.
Okay.
That's what I would do. Now, I want to get our real estate attorney to weigh in on it. Can you hold?
Absolutely.
Let's get Brad O'Brien on, and I'll explain it to him. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. A lot of people believe if you take property and openly use it, and maintain it, it automatically becomes yours. I don't think that's the case at all. And then there is something that says they have to pay. If they do it, they have to, I believe they have to reimburse you market value. Mark, remember that discussion we had? Don't they have to reimburse some market value?
Maybe not market value, but what they have to do, or most judges are making them do if they actually grant the access to it or grant the change of it, is they got to go back and pay the property taxes from whenever, because the other people were paying it.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things that get complicated with adverse possession.
It all started, remember, a lot of it started changing because of that judge up in Boulder. Remember that?
Yeah, he took his neighbor's property, and those kids, I say kids, they were younger couple. They were planning on building up there, but the judge had used a piece of that property to run and to get access, and he was successful in getting it. He took it right from them, saying, look, I openly used it, maintained it, groomed it, or whatever, landscaped it, it's mine. And he won.
That's when a lot of the rules changed.
Yeah, people got pissed off that this bully judge was bowling over these young people. So hold on, and Alex, we'll get the attorney on. Steve, you have an issue, Steve. What's going on with you, Steve?
Yeah, I have a 2009 Chevy Duramax diesel.
How is it running, by the way?
It's running fine, except for electrical problem I had. My truck is actually at a Chevy dealership in Grand Junction, and they can't find a new computer for it because they don't make them anymore. But I'm trying to find, because they're not really helping me much, trying to find a place that can rebuild it or sells a remanufactured computer.
What about salvage yards?
I haven't tried them, because then you'd still have to have it rebuilt.
Why?
Well, I don't know.
It means reprogrammed.
Reprogrammed. I guess any dealer.
Yeah, that's not a big deal.
No, the reprogramming.
Tom nailed it. Go find a used one.
I mean, really, that's really what you want. What is that computer? What does it control?
I think it controls almost everything in the truck, because so far they've already changed a transmission module, an override speed module, 3 other modules already, and now they have it down, and they actually got a remanufactured one from another company, but they sent it, and it didn't work. As soon as they tried to start it, it would automatically shut the truck off. So they've tried that. Now they've sent it back, and this company, they've had it for over a month. And I know there's got to be a quicker fix than having my truck over there.
Is it the main computer module?
Yes.
All right, hold on. I think Kevin Calkin might be, or I don't know, ask Jeff if he knows anything about the 09 Duramax computer. If not, we'll get Kevin. 303-713-8255.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver.
I'd say we go with just the one large at 11. Tell her, and then you and I know Deputy Dollar will have some. I will. Fuck
me.
The doctor over here.
Major highway accidents right now. We do have some slower traffic on westbound I-70 between 270 and York, and 270 slowing westbound and in towards Vasquez. Pretty normal slowing as you work your way in towards Commerce City. Southbound 225, watch for a report of an accident right around Yosemite. I do see some slowing traffic in that area. Fox 31, Pinpoint Weather, 80 for the high today. For the weekend, 85 for Saturday, 78 for Sunday. Currently it's 70. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 K-How.
Hey DQ fan, the new All-Star Summer Blizzard Treat lineup is here. With flavors like
You know what's really interesting? Putin's whole shtick is that he doesn't want to repeat World War II. And he wants to protect.
Happy tastes good.
Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. You know, one of the biggest problems I have when I talk about them is explaining what they do, because they are so comprehensive. Because you may think, well, I have my money invested, or I have a 401k, or I have a pension, or I have this, or I have that, or I have an annuity. Or you might think, hey, I'm getting Social Security, or what does this a planning center do? Well, they take your investments, your insurances, your Medicare, your long-term, your taxes, your health care, your legacy, all of it, and they piece it together for a complete plan so you're happy later in life, so you know what to do in retirement, so you're not caught with any surprises. They're totally transparent how they charge and where it saves you money. Everything is approved by you up front, but they're your quarterback for your entire retirement plan. They manipulate it all for you. You don't have to know everything going on. You can just talk to them about the bits and pieces. 970-663-3211. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies for all of it. What a great thing to have on your team, and they are a great team. Father, son, and son-in-law, and a team of experts. rpcenter.com. 970-660-3211. I've been in town 40 years, maybe a little more, and you know who I've known the entire time? David Ellis of David Ellis Jewelry, and I know he's a name you can trust because he's been here, and not only been here, but he's been serving Colorado with beautiful jewelry, and now he buys your precious metals, even if it's in junk jewelry, tangled messes, mismatched earrings, old coin collections, broken watches. He'll buy them, but he'll weigh it and pay it on the spot, but he'll also buy fine jewelry, estate jewelry, and diamonds, or other precious stones. So whether it be precious metals or really good jewelry or whatever it is, you have someone you can trust. David Ellis, 2640 East 3rd Avenue, that's 3rd and Clayton.
Facing a job loss? Considering a pension.
So Putin is trying to present it as a retake of World War II. He's saying it's like nobody.
What was his, right?
Well, no, he's saying it's people are trying to invade Russia. It has nothing to do with the fact that he's invading Ukraine. It's total misinformation. Nobody was invading Russian territory.
Is that his justification?
Yeah.
Where he felt that his empire was shrinking?
It's a denazification of the Donbass region, which he believes is part of Russia.
Denazification?
That's his term.
So he believes Nazis are there?
Yes.
Is he fucking crazy?
Yes.
Is that the only region he wants back?
Well, he wants more territory.
Why? What will that territory do for him?
I don't know. I can't get into his mind.
Is it rich in anything?
Ukraine was a pretty prosperous country.
But it's not the whole country he wants, right?
Well, no, he doesn't want the whole country.
Was that once part of the Soviet Union?
I don't believe so. I don't know.
Before the Soviet Union was broken up, was that part of it?
I don't know the answer to that.
Was. And I don't know why they call it the Ukraine and not Ukraine.
Why do you call it the Bronx? Right? You don't say Bronx, you say the Bronx.
Good point, Doc.
Policy only costs about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough.
Or you say the Ohio State University.
Oh yeah,
right?
the Ohio.
You got to say the, or the, whatever pronoun you want to use.
Call Term Provider at 800-333-1750. That's 800-333-1750.
So I understand. I can understand if you want to use a different pronoun that is not he or she.
Okay, in 1933, or no, 39, Western Ukraine was annexed from Poland by the USSR.
Okay.
Ukraine was the most populous and industrialized republic after the Russian SFSR. I don't know. Ukraine regained its independence in '91 when the Soviet Union was dissolved.
Okay.
So it used to be part of the Soviet Union.
Because I can understand if you want to use different pronouns, but if you use they or them, that's plural. How can one person be a they or a them?
Right.
I don't understand that.
For more info, go to PureLifePacific.com. Irritable local 7 president Ken Cordova is attacking not only union members who work for the store, issuing fines $400,000 for existing members pay any wages they earned, making it harder for members to keep food on the table. All while Cordova paid over $200,000 and Local 7 has $14 million in the bank. Massive fines and vindictive attacks. Ken Cordova is hurting union members. Paid for by the Center for Individual Freedom.
Stay cool, no MC, QCColorado.com. Full House Band, QCColorado.com. Denver's Talk Station, 630 KL.
Hi, Tom Martino. You know I love talking about Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, because he'll be the one to give you so much service you'll think, wait a minute, am I his only customer? Whether you're buying or selling real estate, Frank and his team, Team Duran at RE/MAX Alliance, are great people. Frank Duran is a master negotiator as well. We've all used him here at the Troubleshooter Network, and we refer him all the time. 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. I got Brad O'Brien from O'Brien Legal Services to address something here. I'm going to try to draw a picture for you, Brad. So this guy moves into his house. I'm going to bring him up here in case you have any other questions. So Alex moved into his house, and there was an existing fence. It was put up when, Alex?
In 1985.
1985. And when did you move in?
2012.
2012. All right. So he's lived there for 10 years. The fence has been up there since the 80s. So that fence, as it turns out, because he verified his survey when he's doing an improvement, that fence encroaches on his property in a big triangle, basically. You don't have to know exactly, but Brad, it takes quite a bit of his property. And he's thinking, wait a minute, my neighbor put up that fence, and when he did it, came in several feet into my property, but it wasn't mine then. Now, can he take it back? Can he move the fence line where it's supposed to be? Or the mere fact that it was there that long, does it automatically become the neighbor's, Brad?
Well, Colorado has this 18-year adverse possession statute. It's very fact-intensive. It's hard for me to really give I can't give a firm answer right now. But
Brad, what does that mean, an 18-year adverse possession statute? What does that exactly mean?
Well, if somebody adversely possesses part of your property for 18 years, then title automatically passes to the adverse possessor at the end of 18 years.
Okay, I asked if it was automatic, and I didn't think it was. I might have said in error, it's something they have to file or they have to do. It's not automatic. You're telling me it is automatic.
Yes, title passes automatically at the end of 18 years.
Okay, but what if there's two different owners?
Oh, that doesn't matter. You can use successive owners to reach the 18 years.
Okay, but it was one owner mostly. But are you saying that land no longer belongs to Alex?
It's possible, but a court action is necessary to formally recognize that title has passed through adverse possession.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. What do you mean a court action?
Like a quiet title action.
Now, let's say before this happens, before title passes, or excuse me, not title passes, before he goes to court for quiet title action, the neighbor, to take this property, what would prevent Alex going to his survey and hiring a fence contractor to move it on the property line?
Well, nothing physically prevents that, but I'll tell you, if title has already passed because the fence was put up in 1985 and 18 years later is 2003, if that land already belongs to the other neighbor because it's through adverse possession, and he moves the fence, well, he just committed a trespass in property damage to that other neighbor's property.
So that neighbor, if he moves the fence, that neighbor could say, "You're on my property."
Yes.
And Brad, all he has to show is that he purposely put that fence up, and he did it more than 18 years ago, and no one said anything, so it's his.
Well, like I said, adverse possession is very fact-intensive, has a lot of different elements, but essentially it is possible that could have resulted in adverse possession by putting up a fence and letting it sit there for 18 years.
Okay.
But there's many other factors to consider along.
What would be a factor that could void that?
Well, if there was express permission to put the fence.
Aha. That's right. Like when it first went up, did he do it with permission? Because permissive use does not trigger adverse use.
Correct.
That it was with permission.
How do you know?
So there was a lady, because he told me. So there was a lady living here up at the time, and he put up the fence to keep the skunks out. Is what his answer was.
Do you know who that lady was? Do you have someone that can testify that she gave permission?
I mean, I do not. It was in '85, so I could dig for previous owners, but I do not.
Brad, how about property taxes?
Well, that's a separate matter. You know, there is a separate statute that says if you think you own a parcel and you pay taxes on it for, I think it's 7 years, then you can claim it through a different statute.
But he wasn't paying. No. I believe Alex was paying his taxes, and they didn't shave off that piece and give it to the neighbor.
Right. So I don't think that tax statute applies.
But what I guess what Mark meant, the fact that Alex was paying the taxes, does that give him some ammunition? Like if the neighbor believed title had passed him automatically, why didn't he start picking up the taxes for that sliver?
Yeah, that's the tax payment statute where you pay somebody else's taxes and then try to get the property that way. That really applies where it's the property is not the PIN number is not in your name. It's in the other property owner's name. So I don't see that applying here.
Okay, so at this point, if he came into you and said, Brad, my fence line, I moved in here not knowing this, but now I know it. You know, I moved in here and I got this whole piece of land missing. What should I do? What would you advise him?
Well, you can always avoid a court action by settling and signing some kind of a document that does something by settlement. Or you can look for evidence like a testimony of somebody who can say that back in 1985, this fence was put in this spot by permission of his predecessor.
Okay. I mean, like you said, it's all facts intensive. So, Alex, this is pretty bad news, man. How does this affect you, Alex?
Yeah, that's what I figured based on the research I've done.
How does it affect you, Alex?
Well, like mentally, or like what do you mean? Like
financially, can you not do your improvement now? Will it encroach? Will it bring?
No, the improvement is on the other side, so it really doesn't affect that portion of it. It's valuable land out here in Golden, and we could put up a retaining wall, and it'd be really helpful for our.
If I were you, I'd go to work trying to prove that it was done with permission. 303-713-8255.
Impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by Dairy Queen.
Accident in the tech center area reported at Bellevue and Ulster, just east of I-25. Your I-25 drive through the tech center looking really good. Now up to the north, there was an earlier crash, quickly cleared southbound I-25 approaching 104th. Off to the shoulder, out of traffic, but still causing some backups in the area back to around 120th. Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather, mostly sunny, a high of 80 today. Tonight's low 44, and for the weekend, plenty of sunshine, breezy, a high of 85 for Saturday, and then mild on Mother's Day Sunday with a high of 78. Currently, it's 72. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 K-How.
Hey DQ fans, the new All-Star Summer Blizzard Treat lineup is here with flavors like the Girl Scout Thin Mix, the new Oreo Dirt Pie, Caramel Fudge Cheesecake, Cotton Candy, and more. There's something for everybody. Only at DQ. That is good.
Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. You know, Ideal puts you in the position of a cash buyer where they're pre-approval, where money is set aside, and it's a sure thing because it's not just a pre-qualification, it's a pre-approval. Also, the interest rate guarantee makes them unique in that whenever you close, whether it is buying, whether it is refining or buying, whenever you close, you get a 2-year interest rate guarantee. So if rates go down, they refinance you free of charge. Details at 303-867-7000. Ideal Home Loans is set up to make the ideal loan for you. That means each loan is customized for you. South-based loan officers looking out for your best interest, meaning that they'll do credit optimization, which helps you get better pricing even after being approved. They also have, of course, pick your own term loan. You don't have to go back to 15 or 30. You can do cash out. You can do shorter terms. Whatever works for you is your ideal home loan. 303-867-7000. I love garage code. I swear to you, it is one of the things that really just rattles my chain. I love the finished looks it gives to your garage. I love the way sidewalks look with that polyaspartic coating. I love the different color matches they have, and you can get all of that at Garage Kings. Up and down the front range, Garage Kings. On a lifetime guarantee on the finish and labor, and also Garage Kings guarantees the lowest price, 720-252-0370, 720-252-0370, GarageKings.com.
If powerful or special interests get their way, it will become legal in Colorado for people who are not medical doctors to perform eye surgery. House Bill 1233 would allow optometrists who are not medical doctors or surgeons to operate on your eyes. And many claim it only takes a 32-hour training course to become a skilled eye surgeon. But Coloradans strongly reject that claim. In a recent poll, 87% of Colorado voters agreed that any requirements allowing surgery by optometrists should be the same as for ophthalmologists, who are medical doctors and surgeons. But 96% of voters had not heard anything from their legislators about this dangerous proposal. The clock is ticking, so please don't wait any longer. Tell your state senators only surgeons should perform eye surgery.
Paid for by Colorado Society of Eye Physicians and Surgeons. Listen now.
They want to do LASIK because it's such a lucrative practice, these optometrists. And other, I think it's insane.
It is. I totally agree with that.
I mean, training we go through is really extensive.
More than 32 hours.
Yes. It seems like 32 years.
Yes.
Interest rates on the rise. You want to act quickly. Call 833-453-SOLD, 833-453-SOLD, 833-453-SOLD. Visit online, gay spelled G-A-Y-E, gayasthebuyers.com. That's gayasthebuyers.com.
Okay, let's start unloading the sod over here.
The grass is always greener when Haruka's Lawn Care does the mowing.
And then what do you start before lunch?
They need a new landscaping designer to keep their budding business growing.
Can we double check the incline here? This one needs to drain this way.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. A business is growing, we've got people all over it. What is that? Meditation? I'm Uma, and they're all-in-one phone, video, and collaboration solution. Uma? Yep. Switching to Uma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees. Uma. Now you're feeling it. Visit Uma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Uma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
What's up, Nuggets fans? It's Jamal Murray here to tell you about Orchard. If you're looking to buy a home but want to skip all the stress, it's time for a mid-game adjustment. Orchard lets you move into your new home before you even sell your old one. Orchard turns you into a cash buyer so you can win in a competitive market. And it doesn't cost you any more money than traditional real estate. Orchard Orchard is the same game, but new rules. So get out there and win the home you want.
Orchard, the new way to home, is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets. Get started at orchard.com. 630 KL, an iHeartRadio station.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. You know, I am quite baffled, not baffled, mystified, in all, basically, of this law, adverse possession. Because, essentially, a trespasser can take up residence or using part of your land and claim it for ownership. If you have a 6,000-acre ranch, someone can go and take some of it. And if they're using it for 18 years and you don't know it, or you don't say anything, you lose it. You lose it. It's incredible. It's incredible. Adverse possession. I don't even know why they allow adverse possession. I don't even know what the spirit of the law was or why they would allow it. 303-713-TALK is our number, 303-713-8255. Now, this computer, did we get a hold of Jeff? Is he there? Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission. There he is. Jeff. So, Steve has this diesel, man, you know, and it's a 2009, and his main computer's out. He can't find one. They don't make them anymore. Have you ever had an older truck where you had to find a module? Do you go to the junkyard? What do you do?
Well, you could potentially go to a junkyard, but then you can run into some programming issues.
Are they hard to flash and reprogram?
You know, they can be a little tricky on the Duramaxes. There are several places out there that do rebuilds on them. As a matter of, yeah, you can send it out, they rebuild your unit, and then they send it back to you.
Okay, do you know any that you can refer to, Steve? Steve, did you know there are some that will rebuild it?
Yeah, I tried one place, and like I said, they sent it out. They sent it back to me, and as soon as I tried to start the vehicle, it dies as soon as you put it in gear.
Hold on. So they rebuilt it. They rebuilt it, but they screwed up. So what did you pay for that?
Like $700.
Well, are they going to redo?
Now they won't rebuild it. They say.
Well, hold on.
They say to go to.
Are they giving your money back?
Yeah.
Good.
They are that.
All right. So where did you send it the first time that screwed it up, Steve?
5-star back in New Jersey.
Have you heard of that, Jeff?
Yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard several people complaining about them too.
Okay, which one would you recommend?
I'd have to get to my computer. If you want to go ahead and give Steve my phone number, I can go ahead and look him up when I get back into the office, and I'll be more than happy to hand off that info for him.
All right, thank you.
Yes, Steve, you can call him. And Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission, 303-693-1400. That'll be a good thing. All right, now, let's talk. Epstein, is that a proper pronunciation?
You said it well, Tom.
Okay, what's going on?
Tom, I had a 98 VW Cabrio that was parked at this apartment complex that I've lived for.
A 98? A 98?
Yes, VW Cabrio. They're convertibles.
VW Cabrio. Yeah, it's the, was it the Rabbit or was it the Beetle?
Well, no, it wasn't the Rabbit or Beetle. They came with the Cabriolet, then they changed the name.
Oh, okay.
Cabrio,
it was called a Cabriolet. Okay, go ahead. What happened to it?
So the car was towed without me being notified, and the HOA is very good about letting people know about the car being towed.
Now, was this a registered and licensed car?
Yes, it was.
It was on the road, so it did not have expired tags, or it wasn't abandoned.
It did have an expired tag. I purchased it for, I couldn't fix it during the COVID because of the...
Yeah, but, okay. Do you need permits to park at your apartment house?
You don't need the permit. There are cars parked there that they don't have any tags on them that belongs to the HOA. So,
Epstein, I don't understand you. You're saying that there are other cars there that don't have tags on them?
There are probably 70% of the cars don't have tags on them.
70%? of the cars at the apartment complex do not have tags.
Yes.
But yours was singled out for expired tags and towed?
I'm sorry. When they tag with apartment complex tags, they don't have 70%.
Oh, okay.
Have tags on them.
All right, hold on. I'm going to come back. We'll talk about this. I'm not sure where it's going. 303-713-TALK.
That's what I think.
Yeah, he just clarified that.
Visit a Christie Sports showroom for the best selection of quality outdoor furniture, grills, and accessories. Christie Sports expert staff.
Now, do they have these two in the
consultation? So you can be confident you're getting the right patio furniture. Patio date is for a limited time, April 20th to May 8th. Visit a Christie. Sure that's in stock and ready for delivery.
There's no better place to buy floor coverings than Simply Floors Inc.com.
Do you know where to find access to all of mine?
And one of the largest selections of LV.
There's a vacation drive.
And engineered hardware too, all at the very best prices. Stores are among the best, and their expert flooring consultants know color and design.
Muscle relaxers, Doc.
Yes. They give you a little bit of a sedative effect too sometimes. What are you taking, Soma or what?
It's called, no.
It's a roller coaster.
But I want to know, like, how do they come up with the dose? I'm wondering if I can increase it, or is that not a good idea?
Depends on the medication and also whether it has sedative effects and whether or not you're going to be driving. You're still not going to fly your airplane or your helicopter.
No, I'm going to call. I'm going to show you. I'm going to call the Qcolor taking care. Hold on.
Yeah, I mean, if you can just stay home and veg, there's probably no big deal.
I just want, because they do give me a little bit of relief, but I think I'm just looking at my account now. Hold on.
Senior economic analyst for Bankley.
Some areas that stand out, leisure and hospitality, that includes bars, restaurants, and hotels, up by 78,000 in April. Manufacturing grew by 55,000 last month. That's a solid boost.
A new
prescription history here.
Steel plant as Ukrainian fighters inside.
It's methocarbamol.
Methocarbamol?
Yeah.
Methocarbamol.
Methocarbamol.
Products in America with a focus on 3D printing.
Methocarbamol.
Limit the use of Johnson & Johnson's COVID vaccine, citing safety concerns over a rare blood clotting disorder. This is ABC. It's been 1 week since murder suspect Casey White and Alabama Corrections Officer 50 White were last seen. Investigators are now re-examining the 2008 death of Casey White's ex-girlfriend. Amber Heard telling her side of the story in the defamation lawsuit filed by her ex-husband, actor Johnny Depp. Heard wrote an op-ed describing herself as a survivor of domestic abuse, which Depp says hurt his career. Here's ABC's Stephanie Ramos.
Heard testified that after the Pirate star hit what she thought was rock bottom, in 2014 she accompanied him to the Bahamas to detox from his alleged drug use, calling it hell.
It was up, down, systematically. Then he was wanting a hug.
Explaining she made the audio recordings and took photos of him passed out because she knew otherwise Depp wouldn't remember.
The Guinness Book has found the world's tallest dog. He is a Great Dane from Texas named Zeus, who stands 3 feet 5 inches tall. Gio Benito's ABC News.
Chances are you're joining in your car. Into the building for customized car insurance. You only pay for what you need. You are going to show you some safe car dances. Hit it. Everybody, take a blind spot real quick. Hands on the wheel. Put them 10 and 2 and move your hands over you. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now. Uma. What is that? Meditation? I'm recommending Uma and their all-in-one phone, video, and collaboration solution. Uma? Yep. Switching to Uma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user plus listening fees. Ooh. Now you're feeling it. Visit Uma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Uma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
KHOW News Time, 11:03.
Mary Morphew and his daughters are speaking out. Morphew was charged with killing his wife Suzanne, who was reported missing on Mother's Day 2020, but the charges were dismissed. On Good Morning America, Mallory Morphew said it has been an emotional roller coaster.
We just know our dad better than anyone else, and we know he was not involved in our mom's disappearance.
So here's another interesting thing. You know that guy that tackled Dave Chappelle?
Yeah.
And there was a big outroar why the DA didn't prosecute felony charges. So I read a little bit further. The knife blade was not exposed. And because the knife blade was not exposed, it didn't rise to the level of a felony. However, the DA in Los Angeles is pursuing third-degree misdemeanor charges. So it's not that the DA in the county was letting him off scot-free. They don't pursue misdemeanor charges. The DA in LA County, or the city attorney in LA, is pursuing misdemeanor charges.
Oh, okay.
So you read that he's got off scot-free, and you think, okay, well, how often are you taking it, Tom? Huh? How often are you taking it?
3 times a day.
Bump it up to 4 times a day. It's safe. So just telling you, you read about that guy that attacked Chappelle and they weren't pursuing felony charges? That's half the story. So the story is because the knife blade was not exposed, it didn't rise to the level of a felony. However, the district attorney in LA County doesn't pursue misdemeanor charges. The DA in LA City is pursuing third-degree misdemeanor charges against him. So if you read the initial story, you think, okay, this guy got off scot-free. But because of the way the justice system is set up, he is being charged with crimes. But you read it, it sounds like, the right way to say, oh, this guy's getting away with murder, when it's a very logical explanation why they're doing what they're doing.
Damage, maybe asbestos. Unfortunately, if you call for a restoration company...
So he's being...
Adds 400.
It added 400,000 jobs. That has nothing to do with the labor pool, whether or not those jobs were filled.
247.com. A brand in your hand. Denver's talk station has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Work.
Hey, did you watch the last episode of Ozark?
Uh-huh.
Did you see it yet?
No.
Okay.
I was watching Better Call Saul last night.
What do you think of the
last scene? I love it.
Well, I thought it was a great ending.
I didn't like what happened to some people.
No, but I thought it was a great ending. That doesn't affect you. I thought it was a really good ending.
In a Troubleshooter show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK is our number. 303-713-8255. Here to help you solve problems, to answer questions, and to take complaints. That's what we do. And thanks to realcbdthatworks.com, so many people are pain-free, inflammation-free, and they even have lower anxiety levels from CBD from Panacea Life Sciences. Real CBD. Thatworks.com. Put Tom in the promo code and get 30% off. Welcome. Today's Friday is car day. We will talk about cars, but we'll also talk about other things. Abshin said that his car was towed. He has a 98 Cabriolet and VW, and it had expired tags, but I want to know why it was towed. He said it was without notice. Now, they don't have to give notice at apartment complexes if they have standing rules in place. He mentioned tags. The apartment house issues parking tags for cars. Is that right, Abshin?
Yes, they do. And
about 70% of the people there don't have the permits to park, right?
That is correct. People have multiple cars, and
you didn't have a you didn't have a permit either, right?
I did not have tag on my car. That is correct. But the management knew that I've lived here 7 years, so this car was here for 7 years.
No, I get it. I get it. I'm just trying to explore here. What reason did they give you for towing your car?
They said it was in not proper condition. In other words, had a flat tire. But as I said, they will notify people about towing cars because I have their emails that they're going to tow so-and-so cars in a day or two. So, but I did not have that notification.
Did they claim they notified you or not?
No, they did not claim that they notified me.
Do the rules say they have to notify you?
There is no written rules about it, but as I have emails.
There have to be written rules somewhere about it. There has to be some kind of rule. So they're saying your car appeared to be abandoned because it had a flat tire.
Yes.
Flat tire, expired plates.
It had expired plates, and it had no permit, and it had a flat tire.
That is correct.
Okay. When was the last time it had been driven?
The car was driven about 2 months prior to that.
2 months. Okay. Do you think you were singled out?
I don't believe so. I think they made a mistake because the car was parked at a different spot, and the manager asked me if I can move it to a spot that is not visible to people. So I moved it with her permission to the spot she wanted me to move the car.
Okay. What does that manager say about it being What does that manager say now about it being towed?
She told me that she has told me about it numerous times. I said, you have not told me anything about this, and you normally email people about towing cars, and in this case, they did not.
See, that's the crux right there, Epstein, is if they're required to email you, and they're not. So I know you're saying, well, they did for other people, but that's going to be a weak argument. Now, how does this affect you? When was it towed?
It was towed exactly 2 weeks ago.
Oh my God! It's racked up more probably. Was it in excellent condition, this car?
It was in good condition. It just
How many miles on it?
I had it over. It had 87,000 miles.
It had only 87,000.
Yes, it's one of a kind.
Well, come on, man. Are you sure it only had 87,000?
It is. I have the original title with the mileage on it.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question?
I don't.
After she told you to move the car, how long was it in the spot that you moved it to?
About 2 months.
This is like almost impossible to believe. I mean, but okay, so I mean, here's the thing. They don't have to warn you in an apartment complex by email. I mean, it all boils down. If that's what you're using as your argument, you're going to lose. How many?
There was not even notice on the car that the car is going to be towed.
I don't know of any law right now. They're changing the towing laws. But right now, I know of no law that they have to warn you on the car. See, Epstein, I'm trying to find a law they broke.
Well, Tom, there was no sticker on the window that this car is going to be towed.
Did you hear what I said, Epstein? That's not required. I'm trying to find something they did wrong. That's what I'm trying to find. I know they did wrong by you. You feel they did wrong. But I'm trying to find something independent that says, okay, you did this. It was wrong. You owe Epstein money. How much are the fees on this right now?
Well, when I found out about it, it was a week later. So by the time I went to get the car, it was $680.
Do you have the car?
I don't have the car yet.
So the fees are going to keep going up. You know that, right?
Yes, I do.
So what would they be today?
I would think it would be about $1,000.
You know, okay, let me just, I got to tell you the truth, because if I don't, it's immoral. You're going to lose this one. You're going to lose it. Okay, I have to tell you, you're going to lose this one. I've seen hundreds of these cases. You will lose. And I'll tell you why. Because if the car had expired tags, your defense can't be, well, everyone else has expired tags. If you had expired license plates, I'm talking about now, and you had a flat tire, they had a right to tow it. In 99% of all apartment complexes have rules against that. Unless you can show me there's no rule against it. But Absheen, you're not going to win, man. I wish I could tell you otherwise, but you're not going to win. They're not going to pay your fees, and you're not going to win. The best thing you could do is get your car out before it racks up more, or you're going to lose it. And then what you do is sue them if you think you're right in small claims court. But you will lose. I wish I could tell you differently. Why do you feel you have a right to have them give your car back and not pay? What is it about this situation? Is it because you say you were not warned?
Well, Tom, you're right. There has to be a rule, and I don't believe there is a written rule in the. This is a condominium. It's not an apartment complex. It's a condo. So, but I will guarantee you right this minute that in the covenants there is a rule against cars that are immobile with expired tags. I will guarantee it. Now, we'll call them and ask signs. What's that? What? There's probably signs as well. Well, I don't think there would be a sign that said expired tags or things like that, but I'm sure there are signs where to park and stuff. But, you know, Absheen, I don't know what else to do, man. Call them, and here's what you do then. Call the HOA or call management and say, I want to see written, I want you to direct me to in writing, the policy that does this to cars. That allows you to tow my car. But you say we'll check on that. You said you believe there's nothing. I have never seen a condominium project ever that does not have that rule. I have never seen one, nor an apartment complex. I wish, like I said, I wish I could tell you differently, but I can't. I can't. Frank, go ahead, Frank. What's going on?
Yeah, hi, Tom. Yeah, I've got two things, if you have time to talk about. One is about hard water and water systems to get rid of hard water. And I've had experience with this. And what I have found is that, well, in my case, I live in Boulder County, and my hard water is because of calcium. I get a white film inside my pipes, and I've actually had 2 pinholes through my copper pipes.
I know. Yeah,
where the stream of water is so thin.
So you said you wanted to talk about 2 things. What's the other one?
To be able to even see the stream of water.
What's the other thing?
I've been able to fix that. But if I ever had a problem with more of these pinhole leaks, especially inside the walls, well, I would have to repipe the place. Now, the house was built in 1963.
All right, why don't you hold on, and we'll come right back to you. Just hang on.
What's the problem? He kept on going.
Can you get Paul the Waterman on waterpros.net?
Did you notice that, Tom? Totally ignored. It's like, well, Tom isn't here, so I'm just going to keep talking. It's amazing.
At the heart of the investigation, revealing a troubling pattern by officials close to the case.
Tom, Mark did send me a few notes on the camera and stuff for next week.
Listen to what happened to Sandy Bean on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Fix It 24/7, the home I trust in my home for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, is making an all-out effort to make sure that you don't get caught up in the supply chain hassles when it comes to air conditioning repairs. Right now, they're doing a $39 clean and check, extreme clean and check, practically a refurbishment of your AC system. They'll go through everything. They'll even, the condenser, the evaporator, the blower, everything you need for an AC, they're going to go through for just $39 for first-time customers or customers who haven't had this done before. Just $39. Make sure you're not caught in the heat with air not working, or if you had issues, definitely call them. It's 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939. FixMyHome.com. Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan is more than a slogan. Ideal Home Loans will get you the lowest rates possible and the interest rate guarantee. So there's still plenty of high interest debt you can pay off, and you have equity to do it. It's a good time to do it, or to do home improvements instead of paying the new inflated prices. And you can pull equity out of your home to do it and increase the value of your home at the same time. IdealHomeLoans.com has special programs for you for those situations, or you just may want to lower your payment or shorten your term. There's still good reason to refi, especially with the interest rate guarantee. So if you refi and you get a little bit of a savings, you get even more when rates go down because they refinance you free of charge. Get details at 303-867-7000. Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan, including the pre-approval, which puts you at par with a cash buyer when shopping. IdealHomeLoans.com.
Your car is worth more right now than any time in the past, and that's free dining. Trade in, trade up, trade down, whatever your needs are. The Sharpest Rides in Inglewood, they are going to give you the best offer hands down. And the Sharpest Rides is so easy to get to, just located minutes from I-25 in Santa Fe. And with the best appraisals in town from their trained buyers, you know you'll always be taken care of and get the best deals at the Sharpest Rides. I'm telling you, if you're looking to trade in, go to the Sharpest Rides, best customer service in town. Get more info at thesharpestrides.com.
So many people have told me about Orchard, and no wonder. It's the new way to sell. For example, Orchard makes you a cash offer for your home. And when your home sells for more, you keep the difference. No longer do you have to choose between an easy home sale or the best price for your home. Let me tell you about Rudy, a recent Orchard customer. Rudy's home sold on the market for $33,000 above his cash offer. Had he gone to a home buying company, he would have missed out on that extra money. But with Orchard, he got more cash at closing. Rudy's story isn't unique. 99 out of 100 Orchard customers sell on market for more than their cash offer. Getting started is easy. You go online and enter your address at orchard.com. Takes just a couple minutes and lets you skip home listing hassles. If you're thinking about selling or just curious what Orchard would pay your home, get a no-cost, no-obligation offer at orchard.com. That's orchard.com.
How long will this bull market last? What will the next recession look like? Are you financially prepared? Visit my website now at kurtcandier.com for your free portfolio analysis. That's Kurt with a K, CANDIER.com. Securities offered through Cambridge Investment Research Inc., a broker-dealer. Member of FINRA SIPC. Investment advisor representative, Cambridge Investment Research Advisors Inc., a registered investment advisor. Cambridge and Centennial Capital Partners are not affiliated.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Economists are warning that sanctions against Russia could trigger devastating inflation, worse than current state of behind. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon, and I urge you to protect your savings right now with a gold IRA through Birch Gold, the only company I trust for gold. Just text the word SECURE to 989898 to get a free info kit on how to protect your savings with gold. So text the word SECURE to 989898.
This report is sponsored by Dairy Queen.
Expect a warm Friday afternoon as high temperatures make it into the lower to middle 80s with a mix of sun and clouds across the area. I'm Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather meteorologist Travis Michaels.
Hey, DQ fan, the new All-Star Summer Blizzard Tree.
Do you understand what Mark said?
Like the Girl Scout and
the
new
for the most part, yes.
Cotton candy and more. There's something for everybody. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino.
Your troubleshooter. Don't forget to get your insurance checkup. It is really critical that you do that. And why? Because so many people found out up in the Boulder fires they were underinsured, and now they can't rebuild. So find out if you have adequate insurance or that you're not paying too much for the coverage you have. Compass Insurance Group. It's 303-996-9000. It's critical, 303-996-9000. Bill's got a comment on Absheen's car being towed. He said he wasn't warned. Again, it's up to the condo development to warn people or not. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, I used to drive a contract tow truck for a repo place, and we used to manage parking lots. And we were under an agreement with the landowner to keep vehicles like that off the premises. So it's more likely a function of the contract between the tow company and the landowner than it is just the leasing office.
You're right. You're right. If they have that, if they have a standing contract, they're not going to warn anybody, and they don't have to. Not when you're a resident there, and when you know the rules or it's part of your covenants.
And we'd go out in the wee hours of the morning just to look for cars like that were in non-compliance, just to yank them and get paid.
Okay, well, thank you for putting that perspective on it. He's right. I mean, I think we're going to have a problem trying to make a case for Absheen that they did something wrong to him. 303-713-8255. Keita, what's going on? Keela, sorry. Keela?
Hi. Yes.
What's going on, Keela?
Well, we purchased some roll-up garage doors from a company there in Colorado, and initially they were fairly responsive, but we have never received the product, and they have stopped responding to emails and phone calls.
Where are you located, Keela?
We're in Idaho.
Okay. And how did you find this company?
We were searching for overhead garage doors online.
Okay. And you found a Colorado. What's the name of the Colorado company?
It is North American Steel Building.
Oh, God. Okay. There are so many steel I don't know if North American's one of them, but the steel building industry is riddled with fraud, riddled with it. It's just an amazing phenomenon how fraudulent that industry is. Now, North American Steel, is it?
Yes.
And what did they say they had? Were you going to order the whole garage or just the door?
Just the doors.
Okay. And did you pay them up front?
Yes.
Yeah, that's their motive. That's their, modus operandi. That's what they do.
Keela, how'd you pay them?
With a check. And we did do research up front. They are showing on the Colorado Secretary of State website as being in good standing.
Good standing means they file a report with the Secretary of State for $5, or now it's $10 maybe. It doesn't mean anything. It really, and the Better Business Bureau, we all know, doesn't mean anything nowadays. They're dinosaurs. So really, the only thing that matters are honest reviews, if there are any. But when did you order this?
I believe it was back in September.
Oh, my gosh. So you've been ripped off, basically.
Looks like it.
Oh, no. And you paid for it. You paid by check. And they probably waited for the check to clear before. Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, they strung you along. Do they even talk to you now?
Not now. Initially, they did. They sent us a sample of the color.
Are they in business?
Well, I don't think so, because my sister lives in the area there in Colorado, and she went to the address on the invoice and said they do not exist.
Oh, no. That sucks. North American Steel Buildings, or was it Steel Construction? What was the actual name?
North American Steel Building is what we have on the invoice.
Okay. Do you have a name, a person's name?
Oh, let's see if I have a name here. Actually, it was my fiance that was dealing with them, and I don't have the name. I was looking to.
How much did you? How much did you? Let's see. You hold on. How much? How much?
$5,032.
Oh my God. $5,000. You know what? I mean, I'm looking here. There's American. Listen, all of these steel buildings, I wouldn't give a hoot for any of them. There's North American. I don't even see them anymore. American.
There's one North American Steel Buildings.
Where is it?
North American Steel Buildings Limited. It says 4th floor, Highlands Ranch, Colorado, 1745 Shea Center Drive.
Is that the address you had? Highlands Ranch, Colorado?
Yes.
That's the one, Doc. Does it have a phone number?
I'm looking.
See if it has
I have a phone number here.
And does it ring?
It did in the past. People have answered it in the past. We haven't tried lately, like the last month or so.
Doc, call down there. Let's get the number. Hold on. I want to get that number off the air.
Okay.
Yep, I see it now.
You got it?
I mean, I see part of it. It's in Highlands Ranch, 4th floor, North American Steel Buildings. It is a business corporation. The business formed in May 2021. May of 2021. She got stung right after that. Gosh, dang it. You got ripped off. Now, I'd like to give you a good name that would have any garage door you need is One Clear Choice Garage Doors.
She's in Idaho.
Doesn't matter. He'll ship it.
Okay.
One Clear Choice Garage Doors is someone that you can really depend on. OneClearChoiceDoors.com is the website. Let's see if we can track somebody down. I feel so sorry for you. Hold on.
KW Denver, 630 KL.
Did you get Paul the Waterman?
iHeartRadio app, #1 for music, radio,
Is he going to come on?
all in one. Now,
I don't see it. Okay. Well, it wasn't written. Sorry.
Traffic south on I-25 working way towards here and coming off of the ramp on eastbound 6th Avenue onto southbound I-25. We were jammed up through there. Now, I'm not hearing of any I-25, I-70, or 6th Avenue accidents at this point. We do have some slower traffic with construction work on Wadsworth, both directions between 44th Avenue and I-70 in Wheat Ridge. Fox 31, Pinpoint Weather, mostly sunny, a high of 80 today. Tonight's low 44. For the weekend, breezy, sunny, and a high of 85 for Saturday. Good for Mother's Day on Sunday, a high of 78. Currently at 77. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
Hey DQ fans, the new All-Star Summer Blizzard Treat lineup is here with flavors like the Girl Scout Thin Mints, the new Oreo Dirt Pie, Caramel Fudge Cheesecake, Cotton Candy, and more. There's something for everybody. Only at DQ.
All right, I love talking about things I have firsthand experience, and I have the Quiet Cool Whole House fan from QCcolorado.com. It took them a little more than an hour, maybe 2 hours, to put this in. No complicated wiring. It's mounted in your attic. They find a light fixture to wire it into, and then you have a remote control that controls it, and it's silent because it's remote mounted with a flexible duct into a small grate in your ceiling, and it cools your entire house all night long. Beautiful sleep. And when you get home in the afternoon, you turn it on to cool it down. So your air conditioner works less. I mean, my AC probably works 1/3 of the time. No more hot, sleepless nights. You have fresh, wonderful air, good ventilation. It's eco-friendly, hardly any electric. It's such a low draw of electricity. It's great for pet owners to get out all that dander. Isn't it time you explored Quiet Cool Whole House Fan? QCcolorado.com. 303-800-3419. 303-800-3419.
Peak Performance is the smartest solution in the universe for men dealing with erectile dysfunction, or ED. So, we hired an equally smart guy who knows a thing or two about the universe to explain treatment, an astrophysicist. Peak Performance.
Hi, I'm an astrophysicist. What makes Peak Performance the smartest ED solution is that it uses a revolutionary process called focused linear compression therapy. These short, comfortable treatments involve no pain, no surgery, no side effects, and are effective for over 80% of men.
Peak Performance. Very smart. Call Peak Performance today at 1-800-210-8181 for a free blood flow evaluation. That's 1-800-210-8181. Call 1-800-210-8181 or visit peakperformanceformen.com. Peak Performance. Man at his peak.
When you're sick, injured, or experiencing an urgent medical problem, the last thing you want to do is leave your home to find care. Now, because Dispatch Health brings the power of the hospital to the comfort of your home. That's right, receive same-day, high-quality care from expertly trained medical professionals in the comfort and privacy of home. Just call or click, and Dispatch Health comes to you, able to treat common to complex issues, including infections, flu, pneumonia, migraines, dehydration, UTIs, COPD, COVID-19, and much more. It's really that simple. Go to dispatchhealth.com to learn more. And now, Dispatch Health has advanced capabilities to deliver IV fluids and even take x-rays in the home. It's really that powerful. Plus, they're affordable and in-network with most health insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicare Advantage. So the next time you're sick or injured, stay home, stay safe, and let Dispatch Health come to you.
Americans just don't trust big media. Now, the source to trust is Newsmax. 20 million Americans made the switch and now watch Newsmax. They even have the free Newsmax app on their phones. Make the switch to the Newsmax team with Rob Finnerty, Eric Bolling, Lindsay Keith, Greg Kelly, and Rod Smith, and weekends with Huckabee, Simon and Silk, Gorka, and more. Join the millions who have made the switch to Newsmax. You may never go back.
If you're looking to pay for a home improvement of some large extent, it may be worth looking at your home. It's true. Mortgage rates are still very competitive, and home values are on the rise, making this a great time for a cash-out refinance. Just call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans. Hey, Scott around here, and I like American Financing because their custom loans can achieve your goals faster. After all, there's more to a refinance than just a lower rate. You can also access cash for the things that you need, like improving your home, paying for college, or even getting rid of debt faster. All are possibilities when you choose American Financing. So why not get a free mortgage review to learn more? If you start soon, you could close in as few as 10 days, and you could skip 2 payments. So call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online, AmericanFinancing.net.
For your back, neck, and joint pain, visit Spine1.com for a same-day appointment now. That's Spine1.com.
Denver's Talk Station, 630 KL.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Silverleaf Mortgage. We just got a heartwarming email on Silverleaf and what they've done for some seniors. He helped someone who was going through a very rough time, and she is also using the money for much-needed dental work and a lot of health problems. And Matt said they were able to get her a good reverse loan that will get her everything she needs. And it was a serious problem, and he was able to get it done quickly. Whatever your need for cash, there's no reason to leave your equity to no one or to someone who doesn't appreciate it if you can live off it. She was just 65, and she's getting the much-needed line of credit for health-related items. You'll never lose your home. If you just pay taxes and insurance, you can even use the proceeds. You'll never be upside down in your home either. Silverleaf Mortgage, 720-REVERSE. Just a really good story of where a reverse loan can really work to help you. 720 reverse. Now, Paul the Waterman, I have a question to ask. Paul, we had a question from Frank. Frank has some calcium. Now, Frank, you have some really hard water, right? And you're in you're in Boulder County. Talk about that calcium you were talking about.
Yeah. Well, actually, the calcium content I have is low, according to a company that I have checked with when I gave.
But why do you think you have high calcium?
Well, because the calcium is lining my copper pipes, and I've had 2 copper pipes actually spring a pinhole leak where the stream is so tiny.
No, I know. I've faced one of those. Hey, Paul, what causes those pinhole leaks?
The water could be acidic. And also you could have what's called silica, which looks like and acts like calcium. And so if they give you a water report, I'd love to, I could look over it, and make some suggestions. But silica is very common, especially, we've been in a drought so long, it's more prevalent than before. So hardness is calcium carbonate. That's normally measured in a grain per gallon, solely purpose for water filtration. Sometimes they give it to you in a measurement of milligram per liter.
All right, so what else is going on, Frank, with your water other than the pinhole leaks? Is that the main thing?
The other thing that's going on, I've got a white film on the inside of my pipes. And
how'd you discover this white film?
Well, because I've had to do work on my pipes. Now, the house was built in '63, so I've had the house a long time. And the thing of it is, I am concerned about more pinhole leaks, especially if the pipes are in a wall. I mean, I'll have to repipe the place, is what I'll have to do. But I am on well water. I don't have a chemical analysis of the well water itself, and it sounds like that would be a very good idea.
Yeah, I think we need to start and do 2 things: hardness test, pH test, and then a silica test. But if you have pinhole leaks, let me ask you a question. On the outside of the copper pipes, do you have green staining or like a black, liquid substance, oily substance on the outside of your pipes?
None of that. I don't have any of that at all.
Okay.
And I've lived in the same house for more than 50 years now.
What do you recommend, sir? What do you recommend?
I think yeah, let's do a free water analysis for them and help them out. Let's see what the hardness is. I'd love to see that, and let's also check for silica. In
order to do that, I'm going to have to do a chemical analysis, right? Where would I get that done?
Well, we'll help you out with that. You give us a call and we'll come out and we'll do the testing on site.
Yeah, they'll do a free water test on site. But really, here's what I'm telling you, Frank. The industry that you're looking into is a corrupt industry, unfortunately, okay? So what I want you to do is call Paul, honest to God, waterpros.net. They'll never steer you wrong. And he can do a free water test and do whatever analysis you need. You may not need chemical testing. A water test sometimes can tell you enough. And then he can suggest a remedy to take care of it. And it'll be a remedy that'll be thousands and thousands of dollars cheaper than a plumber. I promise. I mean, he is a plumber, by the way, master plumber. I'm talking about than a plumbing company. I promise you that is his thing. Water conditioning, water treatment, water purification, whatever you need. So the number is 303-862-5554. Waterpros.net. Now give him that. Make sure he gets that number, Kelly, okay? 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Yeah, it's really important that you do that because I'll tell you, I've seen people get their faces ripped off with the wrong kind of recommendation because they're just liars. I don't know how to put it. It's a terrible industry. That's why I always recommend waterpros.net. Okay, so Jody, what's going on with you, Jody? What's happening?
Hi, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you great.
Oh, March 2nd, I bought a couple of mini bikes at a Big R store in Canyon City. I bought a big one and a little one so I could ride along with the kids.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, and you know, I came home. Unfortunately, I paid cash for them, so I can't cancel it from the credit card, but took the bikes home. We rode around. We have a loop driveway with a road base, you know, type situation. We were riding, having a good time. The little bike broke. So right away, I called Big R. I said, the bike broke.
Now, wait, the bike, how did did only one of them break?
Only one of them, only the ones that the kids were riding.
Both of them broke.
No. Mine was, the bigger one that I was riding was fine.
I know, but you bought two kids' ones, right?
No, one kid one and one adult one, so that I could ride alongside.
Got it. Okay, so mini bikes, okay, and the kids' one broke. It's a smaller frame or something?
Yeah, and I think it's like 100 cc. And the thing was, you know...
What, did the frame break? Did it crack or what?
Just a bunch of pieces fell off of it. It scared the kids. And
Who assembled it, Jody? Was it assembled when you bought it?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so what did Big R say?
Well, Big R said, well, you know, take it back in the morning and, you know, we have a process and, you know, it's got to go back to Coleman, to their people in the town of Pueblo. And I said, okay, you got a process. I said, let me ask you. I said, can I get my money back on that and put the money towards buying another one of the big bikes? Because I don't think that little bike is safe.
All right.
It wobbled. It did a lot of weird
I get it.
stuff.
So wouldn't they let you return it or not?
No. They said, we do not allow returns. And I said, well, what if I upgrade and buy another bike, a bigger one? No. We have a process. They kept talking about the process. So, you know, they had the bike for about a week. I dropped it off.
By the way, let me explain something to you. If, in fact, it is defective, they would have to give you a refund if you demanded one, but they don't have to give you one if it's simply a warranty issue.
Well, here's the thing. The warranty was only for the first month. So I dropped the bike off at 3.3, and
when did you buy it?
The day before. March
so
2nd.
you dropped the bike off the day after.
Yes. And it took them a week to send it to the Pueblo office. They sent it to the Pueblo office. Whatever repairs they made were so minor, they finished it on March 10th and then sent it back to Big R. I picked it up. Right after that, there was some winter weather, so we didn't ride it when we got it back for probably 4 or 5 days. And then when it finally got sunny and there was no mud, we went for a ride. Well, then the chain broke on it. It just fell off. And, you know, where we were, we had to push it back.
And now it's no longer under warranty, right?
Right. It's no longer under warranty.
What did you pay for that small mini bike?
$3.99.
Okay. So now Big R, let me guess, Big R won't do anything about it.
They won't do anything. I've called them 5 times, and finally the 5th time, I got the manager, and he kind of didn't know.
What store is this? Big R where?
Big R, Canyon City.
Yeah.
West of Pueblo.
You know what? I'm shocked that they wouldn't just take it back.
Me too, because I supplied, it's already been in their shop 2 times, and they have had...
Are you really knocking the hell out of it?
No, you know, the kids are little, you know. It has a weight allowance of no more than 150, and everybody that rode it was like 150.
All right, so what's the latest? They just won't give your money back, right? It's done.
Well, they kind of pointed, well, you need to call and talk to Coleman. Well, I called Coleman.
You know, Doc, we should be able to call for these people. Hold on. We should be able to call for you. Hang on, and we'll do it.
You know, Doc, we had another caller. I think they bought it at Big R in Franktown or something.
Really?
About a month ago. It kind of had similar problems.
Must have been on Tuesday because I don't remember that call.
Okay, yeah, and the chain fell off.
Anyway, I left a message with North American Steel Building, but they did answer the phone. So I was able to leave a message. Your pizza's here, buddy.
Okay, I'll go in in 15 minutes.
44 for the weekend, breezy, sunny, and a high of 85 for Saturday. Good for Mother's Day on Sunday with a high of 78. Currently it's 77. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
When you buy a home with Rocket Mortgage, you'll have a team of experts to help you every step of the way. Forget unwanted surprises and unanswered questions. That's not how they work. You'll feel informed and confident at every turn. When you're ready to buy or refinance, Rocket can.
Fix it 24/7, plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. And right now, there should be an emphasis on cooling. Even though it's not screeching hot, it's going to be. Scorching, I should say, not screeching. Anyway, you want your air conditioner in tip-top shape, and Fix It will do it for just $39. They'll go through your entire system, clean it extremely, and adjust it where needed, check all the gases and pressures and valves, and give you a clean bill of health. Unless there's a problem, you can trust them to point it out. But if they give it a clean bill of health, you get a no breakdown guarantee from fixmyhome.com. Fix It 24/7, just $39. It's a phenomenal deal. Do it, and don't get caught with supply chain issues in the middle of the heat when you want cool, okay? It's 720-526-3939. Pain can be a miserable thing. I know, I've gone through it. Colorado Pain Care has helped you, and they can help you. They have a number of treatment options for you. Some quick, easy ones to get you over the hump, some others longer range. They will work with your insurance. They have convenient locations, open 7 to 7 for convenient appointments, even same-day appointments. Read about their locations at coloradopaincare.com and give them a call, 303-GOT-PAIN.
Pizza's here.
Okay, thank you.
Orchard lets you move into your new home before you sell your old one. Orchard turns you into a cash buyer so you can win in a competitive market. And it doesn't cost you any more money than traditional real estate. Orchard is the same game, but new rules. So get out there and win the home you want.
Orchard, the new way to home, is a proud partner of Nuggets. Get started at orchard.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Blue at 800-333-1750. Big Blue will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes or overweight or have high blood pressure. Term Providers help thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-333-1750. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-333-1750. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. 800-333-1750. 800-333-1750.
Joe O'Day, an outsider, not a career politician. Joe O'Day, a conservative running for U.S. Senate. Joe was adopted and raised by a Denver police officer. He became a union carpenter and started a construction company as a young man. That construction company employs hundreds of Coloradans today. Now Joe O'Day is running for U.S. Senate to be a voice for working people, to attack inflation, cut the waste, fund our military, police, and America's infrastructure. Joe O'Day is endorsed by Colorado's largest organization of police officers. Listen to what Joe has to say.
You know what? Washington is so disconnected. It's run by too many people who've never had to work a hard day in their life. Yeah. So when people say, why are you running, Joe? I'm running to be a voice for the working people of this country. I am one of you, and I will fight for you.
Joe O'Day, conservative, outsider, a voice for working Americans.
I'm Joe O'Day, and I approve this message.
Report by Joe O'Day for U.S. Senate.
Here's the deal. I've had constipation, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating for years. I've tried a lot of laxatives and fiber supplements, but my symptoms keep coming back.
You could have a chronic condition called Irritable Bowel Syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2 years old. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. Is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. There could be more to your story with IBS-C. Talk to a doctor today. Say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. Sponsored by Abbey Ironwood Pharmaceutical.
From the host of the hit true crime podcast, Dr. Death and Bad Batch, comes a brand new, unbelievable story. Sympathy Pain investigates the shocking tale of one woman, a former nurse, who spent nearly 20 years faking illnesses and tragedies until the victims confronted her on national television. Sarah Delashman told people she had leukemia, amongst other diseases, even Ebola. She knew enough to be but it was all a lie. Listen to Sympathy Pain on the
630 KL, an iHeart radio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Frank's got a question about adverse possession, which is really very confusing at times. Go ahead.
Well, I know something about it because I've had experience with it with the city of Boulder. My property in Boulder County is immediately adjacent to Boulder City open space. So I've had a chance to look in this.
You can't have adverse possession on government property.
No, I know that already.
Okay.
And there's a long story, which I won't get into. But anyway, adverse possession was originally established back in the 1800s when there were cattle ranchers that had no fences, and then other ranchers had a fence. And the one that comes to mind is the rancher with the fence had access to water. And so adverse possession allowed the rancher without fences to have access through the property of the guy with the fences to get to water. And they were allowed to have that land, a strip of land where the cattle could go through to water and come back. And even if the property was sold that the rancher with the fence had, the guy without the fences would still be able to have adverse possession. And there's other reasons now in modern times where if land is being used constructively and over a period of time, and if the person that owns that land doesn't have a problem with it, well then the person can actually get adverse possession. So that's one of the requirements. The land has to be used in a legitimate fashion over a period of time.
What does that mean, legitimate fashion? That makes no sense. The law says nothing about use. It says possession only.
Well, yeah, it does. Well, let me give you an example. If a person uses somebody else's land adjacent to his, say a campground where there's tents and people count, and do it regularly over a period of time, well, then they can get adverse possession. Another even better example is in New York City.
Yeah.
There's whole blocks where people with commercial buildings, especially if somebody owns a whole block, they can keep using that land by adverse possession. And that's going on right now in New York City and probably other places.
But the point being what? How is that different than our previous discussion, or did you just want to add to it?
Well, no, it's different from the previous discussion because it is possible to get to use someone else's land with adverse possession. I mean, even today, it is possible.
No, we do. No, I believe that totally. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry. Did you think we didn't believe that?
Well,
we believe that totally.
The only thing I've heard so far in the discussions with other people is there's a whole bunch of rules that you need to.
Well, there are not a whole bunch, but there are some conditions you have to satisfy.
Well, yeah, and I've just given you a couple of those conditions, so maybe I'm just adding some examples.
No, I appreciate that very much. I think it's more chilling than people imagine on how easy it is. People can get control of your land. I absolutely agree. We got more coming up. I'm Tom Martino. Get your calls in, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I'm Tom Martino. Get the calls in and we'll solve your problems.
Professional look at the Tree Farm's early spring tree and shrub sale. Now through Mother's Day. You take I-25 to exit 235, then 5 miles west to the Tree Farm. Now's the perfect time for this special offer. Get half off carrier AC with a purchase. The Farmers Plus lets you make your warranty on parts and only online services with faith and character. Trusted and reliable online. Turn to the experts. HomelineServices.com. Ethics and excellence in practice every day. Service at home. Service at heart. HomelineServices.com. Portions of the following program will be recorded.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeart radio station. It's Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter. Mornings at 10. Streaming live on our free iHeart radio app and at khow.com.
ABC News, I'm Gio Benito. Touching down in Romania. First Lady Jill Biden scheduled to meet with U.S. and NATO leadership, serve meals, and visit with U.S. troops. Amnesty International says they have evidence that links Russian troops to war crimes in Ukraine. Donatella Rivera is the organization's senior crisis response advisor.
So these are not isolated incidents. These are very much part of the pattern. Wherever Russian forces were in control of a town or a village, they deliberately and unlawfully killed individuals.
Meanwhile, the effort continues to try to evacuate civilians holed up in the Mariupol steel plant for weeks. The FDA said it would limit the use of Johnson & Johnson's COVID vaccine, citing safety concerns over a rare blood clotting disorder. At least 4 people dead after a hotel collapse in Havana, Cuba. The Saratoga Hotel has been closed during the pandemic, but was set to open again in 4 days. This is ABC. The parents of a young boy are under fire for allowing their son to participate in a physically demanding race. Here's ABC's Andrea Fujii.
The family of a 6-year-old boy who ran a Cincinnati marathon speaks out for the first time as controversy surrounds their decision.
I didn't know if he was going to be able to do it. So to be able to run alongside of him, to watch his little body, it's pretty mind-blowing.
The Crawford family says they didn't force their son, Rayner, to complete the 26.2-mile Flying Pig Marathon last weekend. Their entire family of 8 finished together in 8 hours and 35 minutes.
The Crawfords also wrote a book about being the largest family to hike the Appalachian Trail. An early morning splashdown off the Florida coast with 4 astronauts on board a SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule. This was the 3rd mission for SpaceX to the International Space Station, conducted in partnership with NASA. Gio Benitez, ABC News.
Dell Technologies wants to celebrate all your hard work with these Small Business Month specials. Get great value offers on powerful laptops, desktops, and servers with Windows 11 Pro starting at $499, plus top monitors and docks, all with easy financing options through Dell Financial Services. It's the perfect time to upgrade so you and your team can stay secure from anywhere. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL to refresh your business tech with these Small Business Month specials. Dell recommends Windows 11 Pro for business.
I need to go get my drink.
I'm going to take another one of those because I had it earlier today. I'm going to take another one of these. They don't really affect me that much, but they do help with the muscle.
Just $24.95 per month.
Mark said it's raining like crazy down still at Lake of the Ozark.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Ooma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Ooma, smart communications for the smarter business.
K-Hell News Time, 12:03. The Colorado Senate has modified a fentanyl bill that would increase penalties for possessing and distributing fentanyl. Language requiring prosecutors to provide a user knowingly possessed fentanyl was taken out. Minority Leader Chris Holbert.
What other crime do we allow people to determine their own outcome on what they're charged with or prosecuted for simply by saying, I didn't know?
3 Democrats joined 15 Republicans in voting to strip the language from the bill. If the Senate approves the measure today, it will head back to the House for another vote due to the amended portion of the bill. Visitors will soon be able to return to traveling the highest paved road in North America. Reservations are now being accepted for access to Colorado's Mount Evans recreation area.
You have to make a reservation?
14th tallest mountain.
Looks like it.
And features the 14-mile-long.
What happened to the good old days?
Which is the highest paved road on the continent.
Go for a Sunday drive,
Well,
get in your car, and go up there.
I know. I went to Yellowstone back in the 70s. It was great. There was no crowd. It was open. Now, I wouldn't even bother going now. It's so crowded that everything is, packed with tourists. It's getting as bad as Europe.
You know, my son's coming home from Yellowstone. They had a B&B up in Cook City.
When?
I mean, he's coming home tomorrow. He's been there all week.
Oh, I wonder what the weather was like.
He sent me some pictures yesterday, and it looked pretty nice. I think they had a little snow at the beginning of the week.
Yeah, well, kids are a little more weather tolerant than we are at this age.
Well, he's 34, but...
Well, yeah, I mean,
you're right.
When I was 34, I was invincible.
And I said, you're there at the very best time. I said, come Memorial Day, I said, it's going to be crazy.
Exactly. I agree 100%. Everything's getting crazy, though.
Our app lets us give you smarter rates based on how you actually drive. Like your job. For a good driver.
You know, when I was at the bank, I was working for United Bank of Colorado, and one of our customers ran the concessions up there. They had 2 concession companies.
Oh, where?
In Yellowstone.
Oh, I didn't know they had them.
Yellowstone?
Yeah.
Park in the real Yellowstone?
Yeah, the real Yellowstone. And so I would have to go up there because we were converting it from the old credit card terminals to the electronic. I mean, so they could authorize the cards, deposit them, and all of that stuff. And I'd probably go there 2 to 3 times a year. You could. Oh, what I was going to say is, you could watch their deposits. They go along like this,
and then,
like this,
like
and
a hockey stick, right?
And then, yeah, all summer long, it's just.
Oh, sure. I mean, it's so freaking crowded now.
I know.
Did you watch a hockey game last night at all?
No, I was watching Better Call Saul.
I take that.
I love Better Call Saul.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Now, I'm on the 2nd episode.
Let me tell you what happens in the 3rd episode.
Yeah, you do that. Is it, I mean, I hope it has a satisfying ending, but...
Well, the ending's going to be his transition to Breaking Bad. So the real
Was he a badass in Breaking Bad? He really wasn't a badass.
No, he had Better Call Saul as his, as his law firm. But there's no ending because it just transitions into, so there won't be an ending like with Ozark, where it's done and over.
I love his wife. She's
cool. Rhea's great.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Welcome, I'm Tom. Welcome to the show where we are fighting for you, doing what we can to make your life a little easier. And I'll tell you, there's something that'll make your life a little easier for sure, and that is never cleaning your gutters again. It's that simple. Never clean them again. It's a dirty job. It's dangerous. I endorse Gutter Helmet, the multi-patented gutter protection system that guarantees you'll never clean your gutters again. Safe, effective, and they actually are healthier for your house too, to get all that crap out of your gutters, to prevent gutter backups. 303-298-8888. 298-8888. GutterHelmetDenver.com. Hey, we are having a discussion on adverse possession during the show, and basically bottom line comes down to this. If someone moves a fence or takes over part of your property, any part of your property, for a jogging trail, a bike trail, they move the fence, they graze their horses, they mow it, they take care of it, and it's out in the open, it's not hidden, it's without permission, and it goes on for 18 years, our real estate attorney says title theoretically automatically moves to that other person. Then they can file and get it in their name. But it's an automatic transfer. And the only thing that can prevent that is if, for example, somebody gave you permission to use the property, or if something else happened. I remember when I was in Parker and I owned some commercial land, Wendy's drive-through encroached on my property. And when I bought it, it was like that. And they were coming up on several years. And I thought, why didn't that property owner do anything? They had never done anything. And when I bought the property, I immediately wrote a letter of permission to Wendy's Corporation, or whoever owned it. And I said, I hereby give you permission to use that part for your drive-through, that part of my land. They were very pissed when they said, what do you mean you give us permission? See, they knew what I was up to. They knew that by giving them permission, I could revoke that permission, and it was no longer adverse possession. Timothy, you have a comment on adverse possession. Go ahead.
Well, you're absolutely right. And what that gentleman, Frank, I believe his name was talking about beforehand, has a lot to do with grazing rights and easement access, and not as much adverse possession. You can't adversely possess access to water. And just to go off what you just said, you're right. It has to be in dispute. So you have to make the dispute known in adverse possession, and then you don't do anything for 18 years. So it has to be known and disputed for 18 years, and nothing done.
Well, yes, that's right. When you say disputed, though, it could be moot, or mute. I mean, I should say mute. Where no one says a word. It doesn't. They don't have to be actively protesting you.
Well, they do. Otherwise, there's implied permission. So
no. Our attorney said not. If you sit on your rights, it's adverse possession without opposing it. If you just sit on your rights, and I read it in the statute actually, or in the interpretation of the statute, they said if you sit on your rights, you screw yourself.
Well, that could be. That's not the way I read it, but that's okay. The other thing I had to mention though is the big R issue. I bought a mini bike from them.
Same one, same kind.
Yeah, it was a Coleman. I don't know if mine was a B2 200X or something.
Hers was a little one, and man, is she upset about it, and they won't do anything about it. I think it's crappy.
Well, this is the deal. I took it down to a cabin, and I didn't ride it regularly for the first. I rode it once in the first 30 days, and not much, and then I didn't ride it again for another 40 days, and the engine seized, and that's because they didn't put oil in it.
What a piece of crap!
But this is the deal with those Colemans. Anywhere you buy those Colemans, they're only as good as the people that put them together wherever you buy it.
Really?
So so if you get a Cabela's or anywhere else, you absolutely need to take those to your small engine mechanic to make sure that they were put together properly. I had to buy a new engine. Coleman worked with me to put a new one in, the one down in Pueblo. But they charged me for it, and luckily Big R gave me a credit. They gave me $100 towards the repair, but that's because I pitched a fuss, and I called way up the chain to get it done. I would avoid buying those from an outlet like that, whether it's Cabela's, Bass Pro, anywhere, just because they're only as good as the people that are putting them
together. That is a very good point. In fact, I'd almost prefer to buy them and not have them assembled.
Oh, absolutely. There's some 20-year-old kid that's putting it together in the back that stocks feed at the Big R that's putting it together. He's not a mechanic. He's, it could be the guy that puts screens in screen doors. That's the guy that puts it together.
No, you're right.
So,
I have found that out about a lot of stuff, actually. I actually have. Like, when I go to a store, I don't like it. I don't like them assembling it. Unless it's, really, because you're right. Especially outdoor furniture and stuff. When it comes unassembled, I like it better because I'll do it better than anyone. And go ahead.
Their warranties are generally 30 days or something where it's not going to be an issue generally in the first 30 days, or you don't think about it, especially in my case, but in many other cases where nuts aren't tightened correctly.
I totally agree. You know what? I never even put that together, no pun intended, but that's true. When it's assembled by someone, it's only as good as them, and they really don't have skilled people doing that at stores.
I spoke to the manager at Big R.
Yes. What did they say?
They are trying to fix it under the warranty. Number two, I suggested that he call his supervisor and let her trade it in, upgrade to a new one. And he said that he's going to contact his superior and see if he can get that arranged.
For goodness sakes, it's worth it.
I said it's a win-win.
Yeah.
You get to sell a bigger bike. She's happy, and we'll give you some props on the air.
Good.
So I'm going to call him next Wednesday and get a follow-up.
All right, good. Thank you. Joseph, welcome to the show. What's going on, Joseph?
Hey, Tom. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir, Joseph.
I got in an accident on January the 16th in I-70 between Peoria and Havana, and my car was totaled, and I was injured pretty badly.
When was the accident?
January 16th.
Okay, and what's going on now?
So I hired Ramos Law Group.
Yeah.
And
I saw his commercials. He's the doctor and the lawyer. I'm thinking, boy, that's a glutton for punishment. Can you imagine going through medical school and law school? Who the hell does that? Anyway, go ahead.
So my injuries were pretty substantial. I need both shoulders because I was restrained and hit the side of the car door pretty well. So both shoulders need to be replaced.
Oh, man.
So I was injured pretty bad. I did have a passenger. I work for Uber, and I got a passenger in the back.
Oh.
And he was injured as well. And so it seemed like to me that Ramos Law just wanted to see what the coverage were and just process the claim and try to get me some money quickly, and really wasn't concerned about anything else but just getting it closed out as quickly as possible.
How many? Okay. Whose fault was it?
That was the other person.
And how much coverage did they have?
$75,000 complete. They first claimed $50,000, but then the lawyers kept digging and they found another $25,000.
But then kudos to Ramos Law Firm for doing that, because I'm going to tell you, 98% of the time, you're not going to go beyond policy limits. And it's not that they want to close it out as soon as possible. They want to get to policy limits. The only time you're going to go outside policy limits if the other party has something to take. No one does have anything to take nowadays. That's why everyone insures for what they're worth. And that's why it's a fallacy when you hear people getting 1.2 million or 2 million, because they'll very seldom get that money. If you get a judgment beyond someone else's policy limit, and you have underinsured motorist coverage, you can make up some of it that way. Do you have any underinsured coverage?
No, at the time I didn't.
Well, okay, there. You screwed yourself on that one. So how much did Ramos get for you?
$75,000.
They got exactly what any attorney would have gotten. So how did they do you wrong? The fact that they did it quick, that's good. I mean, would you like to get $75,000 after 5 years of fighting, or would you like to get it after rushing it through? I'd rather get it after rushing it through, because all you're going to get is policy limits. You see, there's some fallacy out there that you're going to get more than policy limits, and that's only in the event you have someone worth money who is underinsured.
Yeah, so that's not my point. My point is that They paid out the first half, which was $50,000. They paid that out, and they take 35% of that.
Well, 50,000 is not half. They paid out 2/3 of the policy up front.
Wow, 2/3, correct.
Okay.
And the other third, they seem to just keep stalling. And this has been going on now for about a month.
Wait, who's stalling, sir? Listen, do you I just want to tell you. Let me bring you to reality, okay? And I promise you, I don't know Ramos from anyone. In fact, I represent John Fuller, who I feel is one of the finest personal injury attorneys anywhere. But I'm going to tell you something about this case. You got your money in record time. The fact that you got 2/3 already, in fact, the fact that you might get the other third before the end of the year is a miracle, Joseph. So I don't know what you're honest to God, like I said, I have no ties to Ramos whatsoever, and I don't know what you're complaining about.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, I swear to God, a totally objective opinion, totally, is that I have never seen a case settled that fast, ever. And the fact that you already got 2/3, and now you're going to get the other third, and it's too bad they only had $75,000, and it's too bad you don't have underinsured motorist coverage. What happens to your occupant? Did they sue as well?
Yes, I'm sure they did. I didn't follow up with them, but I'm sure they did.
You understand that the policy limit is divided usually, so you got it before them.
Yeah.
Well, do you understand that they're not only fighting the other party, they were fighting to get the settlement before your occupant?
Yeah, but I'm sure that they, I don't know how much his limitation was, obviously.
Didn't you have to have, wait, didn't you have to have coverage for your occupants?
No.
As a Lyft driver or as an Uber driver, you don't have to carry insurance for that?
No, Uber covers for him.
Okay, then that's why. Okay, that's good news. So Uber is taking care of that guy.
Yeah.
And that guy will probably get substantially more than you.
I appreciate your comments on
Sure.
it. Certainly, I just felt that, they were just stalling a little bit as far as getting the last payout done. It was just...
the last payout is going to be $25,000, and they're...
I guess my point is, Tom, is that it's a good education to educate people as far as, attorneys just go for the end result to get you paid as quickly as possible. They don't care about your injuries. They don't care about any of that stuff.
Joseph, hold on a second. Wait a minute. Please listen. I could care tremendously about your injuries, but if the coverage isn't there, it doesn't matter how much I care. It's not going to translate into more money. Are you upset because not with the payout, you understand the limitation, but that they weren't more sympathetic?
Well, I guess...
that's a good... Hold on. I mean that sincerely. That's good feedback, because attorneys should hear this. It seemed like they were all about the money. And by the way, so are you ultimately. Because without the money, the injury means nothing. But it's good to know that Joseph, he wanted to at least feel that they felt that for him. This guy got paid out in less than fucking 4 months.
Yep. Hey, Tom,
in less than 3 months.
I have a question. Does he...
Hey, before you do this live read, the guy on line 3 has been holding for over an hour and 15 minutes.
Tom, isn't there state coverage for medical expenses? Or is that, how does he get his medical expenses covered? Does that have to be...
That's MedPay could do that too.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Rocky Mountain IV Medics. If you're feeling down, you need a little boost. If you're dehydrated, migraines, maybe a hangover, or you have the flu or a cold, IV therapy is great. You don't have to go to an IV bar. You don't have to go to urgent care. For the same price of a regular IV clinic or IV bar, you can get it at your home or office. They come to you, RockyMountainIVMedics.com, doctor supervised and experts to your home. either nurses, paramedics, or EMTs, RockyMountainIVMedics.com. Text or call this number. Same day, same hour appointments. 720-987-2155. 720-987-2155. And while we're on the topic of medical stuff, what about Colorado Pain Care, Sport and Spine? Colorado Pain Care, here's what I say. They get to work on your pain. That's what they work on, to get your life back. They can work with a physician if you have one, or your insurance company. Of course, they work with all of them. But the point is they can do either the physical therapy or the treatment you need to keep you out of pain. I know that. I'm a patient. ColoradoPainCare.com open 7 to 7 for same-day appointments and to accommodate you before and after work. That's ColoradoPainCare.com. 303-GOT-PAIN.
So he has to have that on his policy, right?
MedPay, yeah.
MedPay.
Otherwise, all of it is covered under their pay, under their 7. All of it.
Right. So he's getting 75, and unless they have MedPay.
And he's not getting 75. He's getting,
well, he's getting
2/3.
Yeah, he's getting 50 out of the 75, let's say. But that, so does he know that he should check for MedPay? Sounds like he doesn't know anything. Well, Ramos should know about that.
Ramos does.
Right.
In fact, I'm pretty impressed with how they got that money already.
That's fast.
So I don't know if Ramos.
He said it happened January
16th.
February, March, April, 3 months. He got paid already. He got paid a while ago.
Right. So Ramos may not have, he may have just gone to medical school and then gone to law school. Let me tell you, 3 years of law school is a shitload easier than 4 years of a residency. I can tell you that.
So he never did a residency?
I don't know. I'm just saying, if he just got his MD degree from medical school and then went to law school.
If you just get an MD degree,
yeah,
can you actually practice ever?
You usually have to 1 year of an internship. And then you can get your license.
For general practitioner or something?
You get a medical license.
Okay.
You know, my ex-father-in-law was an attorney and
but to be a surgeon,
medical doctor.
Once you have your medical license, can you be a surgeon?
You can do whatever you want,
theoretically,
but you won't be covered by insurance, and you are setting yourself up.
So to be a surgeon, you do a residency?
To be anything, you do a residency. Family practice, OBGYN, surgery, endocrinology.
So even though you have an MD, you have to now specialize.
Yes.
Or that's what a residency does.
Right. And it gives you the training because in medical school.
And you're basically a slave.
Yeah. I mean, we work 120 hours a week. It was just insane. If I was on call for the weekend, Tom, I'd be in the hospital from 7.
Did they get paid anything?
Yeah, we were getting $20,000 a year back in the 80s.
So what would it be now for a good residency?
I have no idea. But if I was on call, Tom, I'd be there from 7 o'clock on Friday morning to 5 o'clock on Monday night. 4 straight days.
Wow.
Hey, this is Lincoln Kennedy.
You basically get 10 hours
What's
sleep,
trending on
15
the Network
hours.
Sports Network?
It was ridiculous.
The Rockies took the series from the Nationals, winning last night's game. The elite Shaheen got.
But at some point they changed so you can only work an 80-hour week.
See, it's going to be a key issue for midterm. That's what they want.
Tonight, the NBA Finals continues.
So will people vote for that, or will they vote for the economy?
The economy. There's no question. You can't feed your family, you can't put gas in your car. You don't give a shit if someone can get an abortion or not.
If all I have to do is entitlement programs and cater to that mass.
I still think that people that vote are vulnerable.
40% off any order. Just use code radio at checkout. Blindster.com. Listen to us on your radio.
Romney had an interview which he said, basically, if Trump wants the nomination, it's his.
But he didn't like the idea.
He wasn't giving an opinion, he just it was facts. He said, in his opinion, if Trump wants to run in 2024,
and he should. He should.
Well, he wasn't giving an opinion.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Jim, I'm sorry for the wait. What's going on, Jim? What's happening?
You don't believe in what?
Jim?
Oh, yes.
I'm sorry you had to wait, man. What's going on?
Hey, I've been getting robbed by these people up in Longmont called automotive EMTs.
Automotive EMTs. What's going on with them?
He stole my motor. I've had this old 74 Super Beetle. It was the first car I ever owned. And of course, I haven't driven it in a number of years. The old motor was locked up. I got a nice, fancy motor with the Bosch 09 distributor, the blue Bosch coil, the aluminum flywheel with the timing marks on it, and all I wanted to do is swap out motors.
Right.
Well,
and so how did you find automotive EMTs?
Well, we're at a car show up in Longmont, and he had some VWs that had, really nice motors in there, and done them up with 4-barrel carburetors and turbochargers and all that. And I thought,
so you bought the engine. You bought an engine and took it to them to put in.
Yes.
Okay. And what did they do?
He calls me up and he's like, hey, I need to have you, let us know which engine you want in. I'm like, what do you mean, which engine? I go up there and there's my engine still in his shop floor. I'm like, that's the engine that I brought you. That's the one I want you to swap out. So what he did, apparently he stole the motor that I gave him, and he put in this old junker motor that's been in.
Wait a minute. What did he do with you found a new engine or a remanufactured engine?
Yes.
Where'd you find hold on. Where'd you find your engine?
I bought it at LKQ junkyard up here, but it was good compression.
Okay, so it wasn't rebuilt. It wasn't rebuilt or anything. What kind of an engine was it?
It was a 1600 VW motor.
But I mean, how many miles or whatever on it?
Oh, I didn't even look on the car.
All right, so that motor is not. Did you get the serial number on that motor, and you know for sure it's not the one he put in your car?
Yes.
You're positive?
Yes, I do.
Does he admit that, or hold on?
It's a visual difference, Tom. It's a visual difference.
Jim, I believe you. Yeah. Here's what I'm asking: is this guy going to say we put in exactly what he brought to us? Is he going to lie about it?
Oh yes, he is lying about it. In fact, he was very cordial and polite.
That's what I want to know. What is the lie? I need to know the lie he's going to tell us. Is he going to say we put in the exact engine he brought to us?
I don't think he's going to say that, but he's showed me a video. He's like, he says he got the car running. I couldn't get off of work until after they're closed. I'm up there going, this car won't even start, And
Jim,
I'm looking back, it's not even my motor.
I know. Yeah. Jim, that's what I'm asking. Does he acknowledge it's not your engine?
No.
What does he say?
Okay, I went up there the next day when they were open, and his colleague in the shop, he immediately starts off, hey, that's all between you and Julio. I'm not getting in the middle of it. And I was wondering, getting in the middle of what, And, of course, now find out it's not my motor that he gave me.
Okay, but is it Julio who owns Automotive EMTs?
Yes.
What does Julio say?
Soto.
Huh?
Julio Soto, what a snake.
Does Julio Soto say, I put that...
S-O-T-O.
Soto. Julio, does Julio admit what he did? What does he say? Does he say anything?
No, that's when he really turned abrasive. He's like,
when you went up there, was your engine still on the floor up there?
No.
Where is it?
It's gone.
Okay.
Probably in his garage.
Are you positive? Are you positive it's not the one in the car?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, if he says, here's all I'm saying, Jim. If we call Automotive EMTs and we talk to Julio, and Julio says, Tom, we installed the engine he brought us, that's just the way it is. How do you prove otherwise?
Well, I've got photos and numbers of the motor, everything. I didn't think I had to be an attorney.
Neither. That's why I'm asking, Jim. I'm not saying you have to be an attorney, but you better get ready for a fight, because if someone was that out and out ripoff, now LKQ, when you bought that motor engine, did they write the serial number down on the receipt?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have that receipt?
Now, well, I think so. I'm going to have to find the receipt. But here's the thing: is as soon as I raised an issue, he turned like, "Well, get the car out of here," And then I asked him, "Hey, I need a receipt for all the work you've done." And then he says, "You ain't getting shit."
All right, I got that. I got it. I hope we didn't double get it, did we? Okay, good. Now, you can't say that word on the air, so I had to bleep it, okay? We'll come back, but you can't say that on the air, all right? We have more coming up.
If he has the serial number, we'll check it out.
Dan Kaplis in the afternoon, 6:30, KHOW, Denver. Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
Slow traffic on northbound Spear, making your way past 6th Avenue. It looks like we may have an accident in the area. Looking at I-25, it is slowing from around Santa Fe up through to Spear with some heavier traffic northbound. Southbound looking pretty good. Kipling southbound approaching Hamden. I have a heavy pocket of traffic there. Watch for an accident. And in Parker, there's a crash reported southbound Parker Road at Plaza Drive. Fox 31, Pinpoint Weather, mostly sunny, a high of 80 today. 85 for tomorrow, and then very mild for your Mother's Day Sunday. Look for a high of 78. Currently, it's 79. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630. Hey, how?
Finding a great hire can be a challenge. That's why there's Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Blake Harris Law is a law firm dedicated to estate planning, estate preparation, estate execution upon death, whatever you need. If you're having a problem with an estate, you can call 833-ASK-BLAKE. Ask your questions free of charge. If you're wondering what kind of an estate plan you need or what kind of updates you need, call Blake Harris and ask all of your questions at 833-ASK-BLAKE. Blake Harris Law will help you with any kind of an estate issue, wills, trust, probate, beneficiaries, deeds, and the like. And if, of course, you have them do something, they'll quote your prices up front, but all the answers are free. 833-ASK-BLAKE. Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan is not just a good idea in this market, it's critical. Because they offer you the interest rate guarantee, which means after you close, whether it's a refi or a buy, they will monitor the interest rates, and when they go down, they will refinance you free of charge. Details at 303-867-7000. Ideal also has a pre-approval program which puts you at par with a cash buyer. They approve the amount of your loan and put the money aside for you to shop with confidence that you don't have to wait on any contingencies. You're ready to close. Be competitive in this market with idealhomeloans.com. First, they listen, then they lend. idealhomeloans.com, 303-867-7000.
The Tree Farm's early spring tree truck sale now through Mother's Day. See what's on sale at thetreefarm.com. 6 to 8 foot tall spring snow fronted crabapple trees now $199.99 each. River Road Cheyenne privet hedge now gets 6 for $266. And you always get free professional look at the Tree Farm's early spring tree and truck sale now through Mother's Day. You take I-25 to exit 235, then 5 miles west to the Tree Farm. Imagine selling your home and getting paid twice. How's that even possible? To sell your home and get paid twice? You can with Orchard. It's simple. Orchard makes you a solid cash offer on your home. If you agree, boom, here's your cash. Orchard handles everything from there. Paint, repair, clean, list, and show your home. And if your old home sells for more than Orchard paid you for it, you get the upside cash. That bears repeating. When your old home sells for more than Orchard paid for it, you get paid again. And that happens 99% of the time with Orchard. Look, in this hot Denver market where there's so many home buying companies trying to lowball you, only Orchard pays you the upside when your old home sells for more. Want to get paid twice when you sell your home? I know I would. Learn how and get a free home valuation.
This guy sounds a little bit pissed, doesn't he?
That's Orchard.com.
Yeah.
Who?
Jim.
$4 a day or $96 a
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Don't wait to replace that old system. Not when you get a new system for just $90.
But shouldn't it be just an open and shut thing? If the serial number of the motor in the car isn't what it's on his receipt, then that's it.
Servants at heart. Schedule online. No phone call, no hassle, no wait. From Hubline in Cary. Turn to the experts.
PlumlineServices.com.
When you are sick, injured, or experiencing an urgent medical problem, the last thing you want to do is leave your home to find care. Now, thanks to Dispatch Health, you don't have to, because Dispatch Health brings the power of the hospital to the comfort of your home. That's right, receive same-day, high-quality care that instantly trained medical professionals in the comfort and privacy of your home. Just call or click.
Hello?
Hi, this is Bill. Thanks for being a Colorado Electric customer.
I'm not a Colorado Electric customer.
And much more. It's really that simple. Go to dispatchhealth.com to learn more.
Hi, this is Bill.
X-rays in the home. It's really that powerful. Plus, they're available at any network with most health insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicare Advantage. So the next time you're sick or injured, stay home. Stay safe. And let Dispatch Health come to you.
Regrow your hair and get $250 off and 250 free hairs. AdvancedHair.com. Denver's talk station. Online at khealth.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Century RV for your RV deals, CenturyRV.com. I-25 and exit 240, Century RV. It's right on the frontage road just south of that exit on the east side. 303-453-1111. New and used RVs, no supply problems with them, and they still are holding the prices. So it's a great place to shop. And they're paying great trade-in values. Century RV, 303-453-1111. Okay, now, man, I'd be pissed if I was Jim. You know, I had this happen one time, believe it or not, years ago, but it was on an airplane. I don't know why I did this, but I had an engine. I was supposed to get a reman engine, and mine was going to be put in for core. And even though it only needed, I believe, some work, I just wanted to do a reman and an exchange. So I went into the block and put some marks on the block. I don't know why I did it. I did it. And this guy up at Firewall Forward was called. The business might still be in business, but it might be, I'm sure it's a different guy. He was getting older back then, 30 years ago, 25 years. Anyway, sure as enough, he never gave me a remand engine, and it was the same block, the same engine. He lied and cheated about it, but I, for some reason, anticipated it and had the proof. And I was able to nail the bastard. Jim, you need to have proof, because this guy, when we call him, I'll guarantee you, he's going to say he put the engine in that you brought to him.
Oh, of course. A bank robber's never going to admit that they're a bank robber, are they?
No, but that's why you need to have proof. So, if you can find a serial number on your invoice and match it to the one in the car, that will help.
Yep.
I mean, we have to have something. You know what? Okay. Do you know how the show works?
I wish I had one of those GPS tracking devices. Then we could go locate exactly where it is and go.
But where do you think? Where do you think you're? I mean, how much call does this guy get for VW engines? Where do you think what do you think he did with the engine you brought him?
I think he stole it and is using it for himself.
Does he have a VW?
Yeah, he's got like 3 of them.
Is that what he works on only?
No, he works on other cars, but I trusted him thinking, the guy speaks fluent Volkswagen. It's good to see a fellow VW owner, and there's where my fatal mistake was.
Hey, Deputy Doc, we should just call and see what he says.
Hey, Jim, do you have the receipt with the serial number of the engine you bought?
I do. I got to dig it up in my notes.
Okay, here's what you do. Get the serial number, go to any mechanic, or go to Kimmer Transmission, or to...
do you have your car, by the way? Do you have your car?
Oh, I finally took my car back. And here's the thing. There was some homeless woman living in there, smoking or whatever it was in those foil pouches or whatever. And I'm like, look, man, somebody's trashed the inside of my car, too,
All right, listen, Jim.
And they stole my license plate.
Jim.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yes.
get the serial number, go to Sheridan Auto Tech or a reputable dealer, have them verify that the engine that is in your car is not the same as on the receipt, and then send us an email, and I will get back to you, and then we'll get on Julio's case.
We really need something. We need something to do that. Jennifer, what's happening? Hello, Jennifer.
Hi, good afternoon.
What's going on?
Well, I was wondering if you could help me with, is it possible to find out who the registered owner using a VIN number? Backstory is I had two sisters. My middle sister passed away 2 years ago, and she passed away without a will. And we have an older half-sister, and that sister has possession of the car. She ransacked the house and took all kinds of financial documents and everything, but she also took the car title. She took Civil War coins that were left in a safety deposit box to my son. Well, my son was the beneficiary of my sister's safety deposit box. Anyway,
do you know what was in? Do you know what was in the safety deposit box?
Yes, I do. So this all happened back in 2020, and my son, he was an adult, went in to the bank, and just a bunch of coins, gold coins, and I didn't take time and go through them and all that kind of stuff. But my oldest sister's name is Carol, and she wanted to know what was in the box. So my son brought out the backpack where he had cleaned out the safety deposit box and showed her. And it was really nonsense stuff. It was some like birth certificate and everything, but these coins were in there. I can't prove that she took them. I left the house and left her and her daughter in it, and that's when they ransacked the house and took a bunch of stuff, and they took the car, my sister's car.
Okay, hold on a second. Who was the personal representative of your sister?
My sister, like I said, died without a will.
That doesn't matter. Who opened probate?
I filed for it. During 2020, she got sick and she died from liver cancer.
But Jennifer,
Yeah.
was there probate?
No, we haven't gotten there yet.
Okay, so what do you want right now? What are you calling about the coins, or are you calling about the car?
Oh no, the coins I've written them off as a lot. I want to know about the car because we're trying. She's got lawyers. I've got lawyers. I've spent $10,000.
What kind of a car is it?
It's a Lexus 2009, and it's got. I'm not sure what all packages on it, but it was a high dollar Lexus.
Yeah, but it's not worth that much right now. But here's what I want to know: Are you trying? Hold on, that Lexus was titled in your sister's name, right?
Correct.
Now, in order for it to be changed over to the other sister, the older half sister, that older half sister would have had to have forged your sister's signature or something. Is that what you're suspecting she did?
I suspect. So the car is worth under $10,000 and it's over 10 years old. She can do it with the death certificate of my sister Kelly, and she can have a form notarized saying that she's the only heir. And
no, I understand, but no matter what, she has to do something illegal.
Absolutely, and she is fully capable, and I believe that she.
So you believe she got the car, and you don't think she deserves it?
No, that's fine. It's just while we're fighting through all this, I don't have a
fighting through. This is what I'm confused about, Jennifer. You mentioned the car, you mentioned the coins, then you mentioned fighting through all of this. What is all of this?
When my sister passed away.
Yeah, but
she
what are we
owned a
talking
home.
about? What? Are there millions somewhere or a house or what? What is in the estate?
There's a house that is completely paid for, that I've been paying the taxes and insurance on.
Okay. And, the half-sister does not have near the rights that you do.
I understand that.
Did anyone open up probate yet?
No, nothing. I have been working with a realtor,
Well, first of all, you should have opened up probate. I don't even understand why you did not open up probate. That puts you in charge. Any heir without a will, any heir can open it up, even your half-sister. How do you know your half-sister didn't open up probate already?
She tried to, and I contested it. I contested her being the executor.
Okay. Was probate opened or not?
Okay, then I guess I don't know that clear answer.
Well, Jennifer, you better find out. That's your very first task, is to find out if there is a probate case opened in her name and who the hell is the personal representative.
There is no personal representative appointed at this point.
You appoint yourself. You can do it as a sister. If there is no will, you can go and open right now. How many sisters are there?
There's Kelly and I were full sisters, and Carol, the oldest, is a half sister.
Okay, the two of you sisters should get together and open a probate and appoint one of you as the personal representative. They don't call them executors anymore, okay? And then once you become a personal representative, then you can go up, use the power of the court to subpoena documents and figure out who's got what, and you can transfer the house to you and your sister.
Okay, so there's only two of us left. The one that I'm the half sister and myself. The other one is the one that passed away. There were three total originally.
So now there's just you and the half sister.
Yes.
Then you have to open up probate. I can say it again, but it'll be the same thing. You have to open up probate.
I have filed with the court, and she doesn't want me to be the executor either.
Okay. Just hold on, please.
John, there were three sisters?
Yeah.
She sure as hell said that.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. I-25 northbound is
Can we get Blake Harris for the next hour?
Some heavy traffic now from Downey in through to Spear, southbound running heavy from I-70.
She sure as hell did.
Yeah.
Well, now looking further north, there's some slower traffic northbound I-25, heavier approaching the Thornton Parkway, so just watch for that. In the Parker area,
It's amazing. You said at least 7 times, open up probate.
Yes.
Weather warm this afternoon, and tonight still drops to 44. For the weekend, sunshine, breeze.
That's all she has to do.
I think there's enough anti-Trumpers that he won't win. He'll energize the left. They'll have corpses voting.
No, if he runs,
He's not going to win.
he's not going to win.
Nope. If he runs, it's going to energize everyone in the country.
Except for his base.
But that's not enough to win.
I agree with you 100%.
ColoradoPainCare.com. That's the website, ColoradoPainCare.com. I want you to see the many clinics you can go to for pain relief. That's what it's all about, pain relief. We're not talking about short-term pain relief. We're talking about getting to the root of pain and getting rid of it. And they take all major insurance. They have office hours to accommodate you as well, from 7 in the morning to 7 at night. ColoradoPainCare.com, 303-GOT-PAIN.
Will this bull market last? What will the next recession look like? Are you financially prepared? Visit my website now at KurtCambier.com for your free portfolio analysis. That's Kurt with a K, CAMBIER.com. Securities offered through Cambridge Investment Research Inc., a broker-dealer, member of FINRA SIPC, investment advisor representative, Cambridge Investment Research Advisors Inc., a registered investment advisor. Cambridge and Centennial Capital Partners are not affiliated.
Have you still not refinanced your mortgage? Well, soon you might be kicking yourself in the head. Rates are at historic lows, so take advantage of our new Fast Track loan with an unbelievable low rate of 3 1/4 rate and APR with our no closing costs 30-year fixed loan. That's right, no points, no fees. Hi, I'm Wesley Hoagland with Westland Financial, a trusted lender for over 20 years. Even if you've refinanced in the last year, we can still probably save you money. All it takes is a 5-minute phone call to find out how you can save up to thousands of dollars a year. This amazing 3 1/4 rate and APR won't last long, and our new Fast Track loan process can get it done in record time. So call today, 844-425-3669. That's 844-425-3669. 844-425-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. Call us at 844-425-3669.
And MLS 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender. Rate subject to change.
Michael Brown here for Qcolor Ear Care. You know I've been suffering from hearing loss and tinnitus for several years now, but recently I discovered the great people at Qcolor Ear Care. The staff took all the time they needed to properly diagnose my hearing problems and explain to me all of my options and options I didn't think existed. The hearing aids they fitted me with have not only reduced my tinnitus, but have improved my hearing dramatically.
You listened to Michael's show this morning on the way in?
A little bit, yeah.
It was the most boring thing.
What was he doing?
I was talking to somebody about these mental health facilities.
Who was doing that?
Michael. And maybe it's a new sponsor, but just whenever you hear somebody use certain words over and over again, like, we are concerned about blah, 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 and we're going to honor this, or we're going to honor that, it just sounds so 70-ish, you know.
It was that retired military doctor.
Yeah, it just sounded so fake.
If you work remote, Staples has you covered.
A mid-mile desk chair to rejuvenate my full-time workspace.
Staples has you covered.
A storage cabinet. I can roll out of the way on weekends.
Staples has you covered with remote workspace solutions. And now get
You're right. That shit sucks.
storage and filing products, chair mats, decor, and lighting with the purchase of an office chair or desk. Explore solutions for your remote workspace at Staples, the working and learning store, Hanks 528 and 401.
Sarush's window washing business is reaching new heights. They need more certified cleaners to keep online reviews crystal clear. Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Finance your mortgage without starting your loan all over again, potentially saving hundreds of dollars a month, but tens of thousands of dollars long term. Well, fortunately for you, it is possible. You just have to call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loan. Hey, it's Michael Brown reminding you to take advantage of a free, no-obligation mortgage review. So you can understand all your home loan options, from flexible terms to competitive rates, even the ability to access cash. Whatever you need, they've got you covered. You can actually save up to $1,000 a month, and you can choose any term 10 years or over. Custom loans don't get any better than this, than an American Financing. So what are you waiting for? If you start soon, you could skip through mortgage payments, and you could close in as fast as 10 days. So call American Financing at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or online, AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Denver's talk station wants to put $1,000 in your hand.
Oh, no way.
Every weekday, you have 9 chances a day to win $1,000. Listen for the keyword at 5 past the hour.
Thank you so much.
$1,000 in your hand. Sponsored by Guy Reese.
Guy Reese has been your trusted neighborhood paint store since way back in 1899. And this May, they're making it even easier for you to find your favorite color. May 4th through 16th, they're offering Benjamin Moore color samples at half price. Visit your nearest Guy Reese location and start sampling today.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We are going to let's get Blake Harris on, attorney at law, and we're going to see what can be done in this case. Let's get you some real legal advice. Meanwhile, I'm going to talk to Michael. Hi, Michael, what's happening? Oh, is Blake on right now? Oh, my goodness. Hey, Blake, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were on. Blake Harris. I want to ask you something. If if a woman dies without a will and she has one full sister and one half sister, does the full sister get more rights automatically? No will.
I believe Colorado, the law is the full sister, is the half sister takes half a share that the full sister would take. So I think it would come out to 2/3 and 1/3. I'd have to pull up the intestate laws. It varies by state, but I'm pretty sure with Colorado, half siblings get half.
So half siblings get half. And Jennifer, when you tried to open probate, she protested you being personal representative. Does she have the right to do that, Blake?
Sure. I mean, if there's no will, then any of the children or full.
But can she argue she's the full sister and the half sister shouldn't have that power?
So actually, half relatives inherit as if they were whole. Is what I'm pulling up right now in Colorado. So Colorado, okay, this is what I do recall. She would receive just as much, which means I can only imagine she'd have as much rights. Yes, if there's two, but just in general, if there's two siblings.
Oh, hold on. So you mean to tell me the half sister has the full rights of a full sister?
Correct.
Oh, it's not half. So she does have just as many rights.
Yes.
My sister's from...
All right, hold on.
Can he hold on? Or can we call him back?
Journalist Melissa Jeltsin untangles the mystery at the heart of the investigation, revealing a troubling pattern by officials close to the case.
I didn't take any of that crap because I could tell that they were hiding something.
Listen to
they were hiding
something on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Frank Duran, the real estate man, can list your home and he proves to get more money.
Blake wants to hang on.
He also shines on the buying side. With a team that actively searches out the market for the very best deals and then negotiates an even better deal.
This is not just a job or a career to me. This is my passion.
Frank Duran with Remax Alliance.
26 years of proven credibility.
Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. 303-920-1622.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeartRadio station. It's Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter, mornings at 10. Streaming live on our free iHeartRadio app and at khow.com.
ABC News, I'm Gio Benitez. The Labor Department says 428,000 jobs were created last month, but many employers are still struggling to attract candidates. ABC News financial contributor Alexis Christophorus.
It basically means there are about 2 job openings for every person out there looking for work. And because they need to get very competitive in this market, employers are raising wages to attract those workers. And we know that higher wages are actually inflationary.
At least 8 people are dead after a hotel collapse in Havana, Cuba. A preliminary investigation shows that it was caused by a gas leak. The reports that U.S. intelligence helped Ukrainian forces sink a Russian warship. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki emphasized that the U.S. was not involved in any decision to strike the ship. President Biden is in Ohio, where he'll be announcing that 5 major U.S. manufacturers have made commitments to boost their reliance on small and medium U.S. firms for 3D printing. This is ABC.
Jesus, what, he thinks that's some big goddamn...
For 2 Palestinian militants suspected in a deadly axe attack.
The young attackers, believed to be hiding in Israel after failing to cross back into the disputed West Bank. That's raising fears the pair could strike again. The West Bank and Gaza under military closure until at least Sunday. All of this as the 3 Israeli victims, all fathers, are laid to rest, leaving a total of 16 children behind. Jordana Miller, ABC News, Jerusalem.
Many parents are concerned over a baby formula shortage. Here's ABC's Ariel Resha.
The shortage began back in February after formula manufacturer Abbott recalled 3 popular brands of powdered infant formula after reports that 4 infants developed severe illness and 2 died. Experts say check with reputable local organizations and social media groups to see if there are additional options. Some parents have created online groups to help each other share what they need.
Gio Benitez, ABC News.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on
line. It's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Granger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
If your wiper blades are smearing and streaking, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts to save $8 instantly on a pair of Rain X Latitude wiper blades. Our professional parts people will even install them for you for free. Improve visibility and save money with Rain X Latitude wiper blades. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts or shop online at O'ReillyAuto.com. O'Reilly Auto Parts. K-How News Time, 103. After a dry April, May is off to a soggy start, but it won't last.
However, looking ahead, though, into your Mother's Day weekend, looking to stay on the drier side, small chance maybe some mountain precipitation in the northern mountains as we head through Saturday night into early Sunday morning. But for the most part, we look to stay dry.
Fox 31 meteorologist Travis Michael says next week is expected to be warm and dry as well, with highs in the 70s and 80s. The Colorado Senate will vote today on a modified bill that would increase penalties for possessing and distributing fentanyl. State senators amended the bill yesterday, taking out language that required prosecutors to prove a user knowingly possessed fentanyl. If the Senate approves the measure today, it will head back to the House for another vote due to the amended portion of the bill. A former NFL player trying to shine a light on mental health with an event tonight at Empower Field Mile High. The second annual Friday Night Lights event invites teens and families to climb the stairs at the stadium while learning about pediatric mental health. Several Denver Broncos players are scheduled to take part. That's the latest. I'm Chad Bauer. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Root Insurance.
I-25 northbound is starting really to slow up. We are seeing some heavy traffic now from down in through to Spear. Southbound running heavy from I-70 down to Spear as well. Now looking further north, there's some slower traffic northbound I-25, heavier approaching the Thornton Parkway, so just watch for that. In the Parker area, southbound Parker Road at Plaza, it's a crash and is back to traffic now to Lincoln Avenue. Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather from this afternoon, then tonight slow drops to 44. For the weekend, sunshine, breezy, a high of 85 on Saturday, and then for Mother's Day Sunday, a high of 78. Currently, it's 80. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 K-How.
Look, Colorado, we get it. There are too many obnoxious car insurance ads. We're Root, and we do car insurance differently. Our app lets us give you smarter rates based on how you actually drive, not things like your job. Root, for good drivers. Download the app today. Disclaimers may apply. See Root.com for details.
What's up, Nuggets fans? It's Jamal Murray here to tell you about Orchard. If you're looking to buy a home but want to skip all the stress, it's time for a mid-game adjustment. Orchard lets you move into your new home before you even sell your old one. Orchard turns you into a cash buyer so you can win in a competitive market. And it doesn't cost you any more money than traditional real estate. Orchard is the same game, but new rules. So get out there and win the home you want.
Orchard, the new way to home, is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets. Get started at Orchard.com.
This is a critical message for folks affected by the Boulder County fires. I'm consumer advocate Mark Major. Your insurance company is not your friend. Their entire goal is to pay you the least amount of money. Don't be fooled by these snakes. Their adjusters are nothing but wolves in sheep's clothing. You need someone on your side fighting for you. You need Matt with Paragon Services. He's a public adjuster. Call Matt for free advice on how to deal with your insurance company. 719-726-0020. 719-726-0020.
Afternoons 2 to 4. It's Leland Conway.
On Friday, it's back. The Twisted Feud. A bunch of dudes talking about something they know nothing about. I cannot wait. Join us. 305 630 K-How, Denver's Talk Station.
$1,000 in your hand. Denver's Talk Station has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Grand. That's grand. Enter it now at khow.com.
With the bad news, you need that's what you don't want to do. Come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help. Come on, man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino on 630
K-House.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe where we are fighting for you. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. What is going on in your life? Well, Jennifer had her sister die. It's unfortunate, a terrible thing, and did not have a will. And now Jennifer is a survivor along with a half-sister. Jennifer tried to open probate. The sister protested. The half-sister tried to open probate, and Jennifer protested. So no probate's been opened. What will happen soon, Jennifer, if you two can't get along, is a public administrator will be appointed, and when that happens, you two will lose big time. Hundreds of thousands, possibly. Public administrators are immoral leeches on society. They get involved where people argue over the deceased and over property, and they charge tremendous amounts of money to the estate and settle, and you guys settle for pennies. It's unfortunate, but soon that will happen. If you can, because you're not going to be able to make a move, and neither will your sister, until someone gives in. Now, Blake Harris, attorney at law, BlakeHarrisLaw.com, is an estate attorney. And Blake, you're saying in Colorado, a half-sister has the same exact rights as a full sister, right?
Exactly.
So they got to work it out, or they are going to have somebody appointed, right?
What I would recommend is the two of them come to an agreement on a third party. That is, because if they're not comfortable with the other one, maybe they can agree on a third party professional who's not a public administrator that they can hand select to carry out the estate administration.
Like an attorney?
Like an attorney, and there's also professional fiduciaries that I can refer them to if they contact my firm.
And that's not a public administrator, which is terrible if that happens.
Okay.
Jennifer, is your sister willing to listen to anything you say?
Absolutely not. When I say crazy, I don't mean that flippantly. I mean, she's out for blood because I was willing to split the estate with her in the beginning at 50-50. And when my sister was dying in the hospital, I actually had a will drawn up for her stating that we would split it 50-50. And then when she ransacked the house and took all these things, she took the car, she took $23,000 out of the bank cash in an account that I was.
Well, okay, listen, you don't have to tell us all this. You don't. Suffice it to say, you two are never going to get along. And if she won't go along with a third party, then the judge is just going to have to appoint an administrator, and you two are going to lose. You two will lose hundred. You know, if you get anything, it'll be a miracle.
I would say just go for personal representative and make her fight for you to be the personal representative. Sooner or later, one of you will be appointed. The other one can monitor it, but don't do nothing.
Yeah, but if she goes, she already tried to open up probate, and the sister protested.
Well, but the judge would either rule that she can be personal representative, or that somebody else is going to be personal representative. The judge's not going to say that there's no personal representative. I mean, in all likeliness, that generally the judge appoints a personal representative, whether it's the person who applies or not is the question. But there should be a personal representative appointed. So I don't know why she withdrew her request.
My lawyer is asking for a family settlement agreement on this. It's not a tremendous amount of money. I would say that it's like $300,000, including the house. It was $205 was the appraisal when my sister died. This is in Texas, by the way. And I am getting 2/3, and she is 1/3.
Oh, this is because of Texas law?
Oh,
yes.
So Texas half may inherit half in Texas. Things are different in Texas. What I'm saying may not be accurate in Texas.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay,
well,
good.
I did verify the 2/3 and 1/3, but I don't know about the equal rights. I've acted as the unofficial personal representative. I've paid all the bills. I've made sure homeowners insurance is paid, taxes were paid, and everything. I've maintained the home. We took care of her dog, that type of thing. While my half-sister, she's now out for vengeance because I've called her a half-sister after she robbed me, basically. So,
keep track of all your bills, and those you can be paid back for. Any expense you make, keep receipts. And when probate gets open, submit them, and you get those paid back before anyone gets any inheritance.
Yeah, I'm afraid that there's really going to be nothing left.
That's the way it is when people fight. Yep. There have been many families who have extinguished all of the inheritance from fighting.
I wanted to know if I could look up if she's a registered person on the car now. Since she took the title, I believe that she is fully capable of fraud. I know that she's committed fraud in the past. And if I could find out that she's registered that car under her name, I was hoping I could use that as leverage in court to get me appointed the representative.
Go hire a Texas litigation attorney. The family settlement agreement is a good idea if the family can get along. If they can't get along, what you need is an aggressive litigator down there. $300,000 is a large enough sum of money. It's worth investing a few $1,000s up front to get your share and make sure this doesn't end up in the hands of a public administrator if it doesn't have to.
Okay, but we can find a private administrator that's not one of us as well.
Yes. Yes, you can. Yes,
okay.
And propose to the court that you want to start probate and that you don't want to be the person representing yourself, and you've looked up and found one, and the attorney you hired very well may have a recommendation for you for a third party to use down in Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, because I'm willing to pay for that just to be rid of her.
Well, then you ought to start, because you will be reimbursed, by the way, but you need to start.
Okay.
And don't let a judge appoint a public administrator. You'll be sorry. Blake Harris Law, 833-ASK-BLAKE. We have plenty of time for calls. If you have any, 303-713-TALK. Felicia, what's going on?
Hey, Tom.
Hi.
It's going pretty good. How are you?
Good. You called us. Did you call us last week? No, wait.
Yes, I did.
Your dishwasher, that's what it was. Choice Home Warranty contracts with Sears. A Sears tech came out and left the drain tube out of the dishwasher, and it gave you tremendous floor problems. So
high end $12,000 in damage, low end $10,000 in damage. So we got offered a settlement. We talked about that. We did not think it was fair. So I emailed them. Marty got a hold of them, and we got them to up it a bit.
And that's wonderful. He had mentioned something like that. So the amount that you got finally, what was it, like $9,300?
Yeah, it was $9,350 pretty much.
Why do you think that they were fighting so much?
To be honest, I don't even know, because they never came out here to see it. They were avoiding my emails, avoiding calls. I mean, it was just a pain. I really don't know. Maybe not wanting to take accountability.
Yeah, Deputy Smarty Pants did a good job, and I really appreciate you letting us know. Yep, the offer was up. She's able to get repairs done, and it's more than they offered at first. In fact, at first they weren't even contacting her. So thank you very much, Felicia, and of course, thank you to Deputy Smarty Pants. 303-713-TALK is our number. We have time for other calls to help other people. What is your problem? Call us before the weekend, 303-713-TALK.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate.
If I ever tried to disappear like these people did, right, they'd find me in a half an hour, because I'd either be on the golf course or in a casino somewhere. So
Colorado Pain Care Sport and Spine is a clinic dedicated to getting you out of pain. Now, I'd like to talk about, you getting appointments, same-day appointments, and office hours from 7 to 7 and all of that, but let me tell you this up front. You can get physical therapy directly from Colorado Pain Care without going to the doctor. So if you need physical therapy, or if you think physical therapy will help, you can actually make an appointment with the physical therapist for an evaluation. And if they see a medical problem, they'll refer it. So you can call either the docs or the physical therapist, doctorate level physical therapy, 303-GOT-PAIN. 303-GOT-PAIN. Ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan, that's exactly what I say. Because it is an ideal home loan when you get an interest rate guarantee, which guarantees that if rates go down at all, they'll refinance you free of charge just by 0.75%. That's a 2-year guarantee every time you close or after you buy. And then you get a new 2-year guarantee every time you close. Ideal Home Loans also does other things for you, like let you pick your own term. You don't have to ratchet up to 50 or 30, ratchet up. You can do what you want with term. You can shorten your term, you can lower your payment, you can pull cash out to pay off interest debt or to improve your house. Instead of moving, you may want to fix up what you have. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000. In addition, they have the pre-approval, which is like a cash deal and puts you at par with cash buyers, because when you find the house you want, it's only a few days to close because you already have the cash set aside. IdealHomeLoans.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on. You're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes. $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Term provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-333-1750. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-333-1750. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-333-1750. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on med too. Call 800-333-1750. 800.
Well, he's better than Navaj.
That's true.
Economists are warning that sanctions against Russia could trigger devastating inflation, worse than the current holding highs. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon, and I urge you to protect your savings right now with a gold IRA through Birch Gold, the only company I trust for gold. Just text the word SECURE to 989898 to get a free info kit on how to protect your savings with gold. So text the word SECURE to 989898.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
Expect a warm Friday afternoon as high temperatures make it into the lower to middle 80s with a mix of sun and clouds across the area. I'm Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather meteorologist Travis Michaels.
Need to hire? Need Indeed. Their hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates in one place. Sponsor a job and immediately get a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. Well, we are open lines. You can get right in. We have a few minutes left, well, several minutes. You can certainly get your calls in at 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And it's always important to go over what we talked about, because in every show there are so many valuable lessons that we have that it's hard to imagine going through life without following the show. Honest to goodness, there are so many things that we have that we touch on this show that you should be aware of. Most recently, of course, the adverse possession statute we talked about, which is critical to know, because if anyone uses your property, even so much as mows it and takes care of it, puts a chair on it, a lawn chair, moves a fence line, a flower bed, any use of your property, and they do it for 18 years, it automatically becomes their property. This can be devastating. We had a guy who called in today. A big sliver of his property in the shape of a triangle was taken from him because a neighbor put up a fence years and years ago, eating up a good part of his land. So the neighbor who put up the fence took this. Over the years, that fence just stayed there. The house was sold. The guy never verified the fence line with the border. Recently, when he was doing a survey for a home improvement, he found that the fence line was way over on his side of the property. But our real estate attorney says it's likely that neighbor, the one who took the property by moving the fence, probably owns that property now. So it can be a big shock. So if you're moving into a home, it's very, very important that you check your survey. And if you're paying cash, a lot of people who, and no, I shouldn't say a lot of people pay cash, but some people pay cash. And if you pay cash, you are not required to have a survey or title insurance or any of that, but you should have a survey. And specifically an improvement survey to verify where the lot lines are compared to fences and other structures. If a neighbor has a structure on your property, or if a fence line is off, you better make it right before that 18-year timetable, or since it's before closing, if you find it's been more than 18 years, you probably shouldn't buy the house because you're going to have a big battle on your hands. And that's called adverse possession. And it can ruin your day. Absolutely. Now, I want to warn people about a company in Colorado Springs called 3 Square Construction, and they were recommended by Home Depot on their reference list. They have no licensing and no permits for a job they were doing for a person. Did we give this to someone to call? Because Home Depot is the one that gave the recommendation to this unlicensed contractor. And now the homeowner is facing some losses as a result. And I believe I wanted somebody to call Home Depot to see if they were going to take responsibility for this. Okay, so that's really important. Then we had another one come in about the steel. North American Steel in Highlands Ranch. We're getting word that these guys have just flew the coop. They basically, they were formed in 2021, took money down for some stuff that never came through. We had some person call us from Idaho who paid $5,000 for a garage door. Now they can't even get a hold of North American Steel. You left a message?
Well, I was able to get a hold of North American Steel.
As far as leaving a message.
And at least they answered the phone and they had a capability.
Was it a live person answering a phone? Or
No, but at least it was a message. I mean, she said originally that she couldn't even, they wouldn't answer the phone. So at least we were able to leave a message for them, and hopefully they'll call back and we'll follow up on it.
Right, now we have a comment on adverse possession from Jim. Go ahead, Jim. Welcome.
Well, hi. How you doing today?
Good, man. What's going on?
Well, I do a little bit of real estate investing and have run across this a couple times. I've actually had it work for me, and luckily never against me. But I want to throw out your comment about always doing a survey.
Yeah,
I'd go one step further and say that the buyer should actually hire the surveyor. I know a lot of times that the realtor will try and go do that. But,
well, the buyer should hire. I mean, they should hire a surveyor. I mean, that should be. In fact, if you get a loan, you must have a survey.
Nah, it's not true. I've gotten loans without surveys. I've gotten them waived.
I don't know of any lender. I don't know of any lender that will loan money on a home without an improvement survey.
I just did it with PennyMac. But
was it a refi?
No, it was a purchase.
That is shocking to me. That is shocking. But go ahead.
But the other point there is that there are some surveyors out there that could be a little bit on the shady side. So, but my point is what I've done is I do invest in real estate here and there, And when I have found that I got property on the other side of the fence, that fence disappears. And now in the cases that I've done this, the house on the other side was a rental, so it was tenants and they weren't really paying attention. But then when the owner actually showed up, wondering where their fence was at, where was this fence? So, there's nothing there to prove where it used to be.
Yeah, and but if it was after 18 years, they could have come after you for that.
How do they prove the fence was there?
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know. I guess someone would have to see you removing it. But anyway, as a real estate investor, have you come across adverse possession as an advantage to you?
Oh yeah.
Where where the property you bought has assimilated other property?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
I've acquired some properties, and the fences were almost just what I said, that they were off by 5 feet, and I laid claim to that pretty quickly.
Yeah, and a lot of people are doing that, Jim. I got to move on to this other caller. I'm sorry, Joe. You have a comment on 3 Square Construction out of Colorado Springs. They seem to be a shady bunch.
Hey, Tom. Hey, man, you make me happy.
Why?
And I don't mind saying that. I've known you for my whole life.
Yeah.
I'm 63, and I just remember you. Like, I mean, I can't remember all the way back, but
yeah. Well, you were in your 20s. You were in your 20s.
Okay. Hey, so 3 Square. This guy. Okay, I've had a run-in with him. Well, I had a couple of run-ins. He did some down in Erie. And I went out and took my Bobcat out there and move some dirt for him and did some stuff. And then, months later, the people called me and asked me for my professional opinions. I went back out and I looked, and I just wrote him a little letter. I don't know if I should have or not. I just said, in my opinion, this shouldn't have been done this way. And so they're taking him to court. And then another Bobcat buddy of mine had a run-in with him and had kind of a hard time getting paid, although he did get paid.
So they're clowns, basically. They're clowns.
It's interesting to me to listen to this, and it puts a smile. That's what I mean. It puts a smile on my face. I'm a contractor. I don't want guys out making bad names for.
Right.
But this guy is, and I will not be surprised if people start coming out of the woodwork with this guy. His name's AJ.
AJ, okay.
Yeah, and you should call that guy. I would laugh. I would have to hear his voice on the radio because he's just a joker. He does not know what he's doing.
I don't get why he gets away with it. I mean, he sounds terrible to me.
Yeah, me either, Tom. Because I'm a pro referral guy too. I'm a Home Depot referral guy also, but I have to have licensed insurance with them. I have to provide all that stuff.
I wonder if they're still recommending them.
Yeah,
he doesn't even. Well, he has no license, no insurance. He has nothing. So this AJ guy, about how old is he?
He's probably late 50s.
And he's out. Is he out of the Springs?
Yeah. It's the guy, man. I couldn't believe I heard it last week, and then I heard it again this week. And I called my buddy Jerry, and I go, man, AJ is getting mentioned on the phone, and he's like, what? They're on the radio. He's like, what? And we just started laughing. We talk about the guy all the time. And the work that he does is pretty darn shoddy. He'll set a retaining wall without a footer.
The guy's a clown. The guy's a clown. There's no doubt about it. And he writes as if he is like, he's Colorado's premier design and build firm. He is like the biggest ripoff I've ever seen. I'm on his website, and it says, let's chat. And it says they're online. Okay, I heard your company is a lying, cheating group of thugs on the Tom Martino, show. There. Let's see what he says. I'm going to send that message. I heard your company is let's see. Hey, listen to this. Thank you for contacting us. Please leave your details, and we'll contact you with an estimate as soon as possible. Yeah, what an intelligent chat that is.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm going to leave my name. I am. I'm going to leave my name. Tom Martin. I'm going to leave it. What the hell? And I'll leave our email, help@troubleshooter.com. You think they'll call us back? And then I'll leave my phone number. You are scum. Okay, I'm going to just leave that message. You are scum. Okay, good. Submit. Anyway, thank you for calling. Yeah, I just left a message, and it says thanks to your message for your message. Okay, Bright Eyes. And by the way, if you want to weigh in on these scumbags, let me see. They don't even have a contact us on the front page. They're so stupid. Yeah. Oh, here. Okay. Oh, they even have a Denver one. 720-326-3247. That's 3 square. Then down south, their number is 719-246-8700. 719-246-8700. That's Colorado Springs 3 square, but they also have an office in Denver. So remember, 3 square. They're going to go on the Sleaze Brigade at sleazebrigade.com pretty soon.
This is Denver's talk station with Tom Martino now. Leland County. Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by Root Insurance.
An accident on southbound I-25 at Dry Creek has the 2 right lanes blocked. Traffic jam for about 4 miles southbound through the tech center. A 40-minute delay through there. The rest of the highway drive around town in good shape. Just a typical Friday afternoon volume flowing. Off freeway, a semi knocked over light pole on northbound Savannah and 45th Avenue. Northbound Savannah is closed from 45th to 47th. Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather, partly cloudy this afternoon, will cool off to the upper 40s overnight tonight. Mostly sunny tomorrow for your Saturday with a high in the mid-80s. It's 81 right now in Denver. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Janelle LaRose, 630 KHAL.
Hey there, Colorado. You're probably tired of car insurance ads. At Root, we do car insurance differently. Our app gives you smarter rates where your actual driving is the #1 factor. You don't need a mascot to save you money. Root, for good drivers. Download the app today. Disclaimers may apply. See Root.com for details.
By the way, if you heard Blake Harris on the show about the estate planning and answering questions for us, he can answer questions for you too at 833-ASK-BLAKE. No charge for the answers. 833-ASK-BLAKE. All right, now, let's talk about retirement. The real thing about retirement is income. That's what a lot of people want, right? And there's 2 ways. There's several ways to get income. Of course, normal investments. But even with investments and pensions and 401ks, it's a drawdown account. What you want is a perpetual guaranteed account, like an annual. Or you can overfund a life insurance policy and then cash that in loans to yourself. Listen, there are many strategies for creating income, and you can find out about them at mymoneymyway.com. I particularly love the annuity they have, which is really a high-quality annuity where you can pay for it monthly if you're younger or convert a lump sum later on in life for income. That's mymoneymyway.com.
Hey, folks, if you have hard water buildup on your faucets and fixtures or rust stains clouding up your bathtub, you want a water treatment company you can trust. Call the professionals at Water Pros. These guys are veteran and family-owned and are dedicated to providing affordable solutions to your water problem needs. You can get water softeners starting at $2,195 installed at waterpros.net. Visit waterpros.net and sign up for a free consultation today.
Hi, it's Marty Lenz. I'd love to bring friends and listeners to Gabe Ribble, the Ribble Group, Keller Williams Realty DTC. I've been doing so for years now, and she's my personal realtor. Yeah, she helped me sell my home. That's why I strongly suggest to you that you call Gabe when it's time to sell your home. Recently, Gabe was telling me about a family who wanted to take advantage of this incredible seller's market before it changes. The challenge, though, was that they were building a new home, and they didn't want to have to make a double move. So Gabe was able to get her client to sell and stay in their current home
for the extra 10 months they need it. The Ribble Group Sell Your Home and Stay in Your Home program will let you stay in your home for up to 12 months. Call the only realtor that I trust, Gay Ribble, 833-453-SOLD, 833-453-SOLD, and online at GayHasTheBuyers.com. That's G-A-Y-E, GayHasTheBuyers.com.
Joe O'Day, an outsider, not a career politician. Joe O'Day, a conservative running for U.S. Senate. Joe was adopted and raised by a Denver police officer. He became a union carpenter and started a construction company as a young man. That construction company employs hundreds of Coloradans today. Now Joe O'Day is running for U.S. Senate to be a voice for working people, to attack inflation, cut the waste, fund our military, police, and America's infrastructure. Joe O'Day is endorsed by Colorado's largest organization of police officers. Listen to what Joe has to say.
You know why Washington is so disconnected? It's run by too many people who've never had to work a hard day in their life. So when people say, why are you running, Joe? I'm running to be a voice for the working people of this country. I am one of you, and I will fight for you.
Joe O'Day, conservative, outsider, a voice for working Americans.
I'm Joe O'Day, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Joe O'Day from U.S. Senate.
Are you over 65 or turning 65? Whether you're new to Medicare or already have a plan, important changes in Medicare take place every year that most Americans miss. Get your Medicare maximized with Chapter, a free service that makes sure you have the right plan now and continued concierge service whenever you need a change. At Chapter, we instantly compare thousands of plans from the most trusted insurers to find our members the best and most affordable plans for them, the right Medicare coverage for you, including plans to cover gaps in Medicare Part A and Part B, important benefits like vision, dental, and prescription coverage that could save you thousands.
Valvoline. You remember that case?
Oh, yeah.
Chapter, rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau.
She had an oil change.
So call and speak.
What was her name? Do you remember?
I don't remember her name.
Be the best one yet. Call 800-607-2155. 800-607-2155. 800-607-2155.
We don't have any Valvoline.
USCG Local 7 President Ken Cordova is attacking your own union members.
Yeah, there's no Valvoline.
Issuing fines totaling thousands of dollars. Even insisting members pay Local 7 any wages they earned, making it harder for members.
Some of the YouTubers said,
all while Cordova made
I mean, it's like a grease monkey, I guess.
And Local 7 has 14 million in the
I don't have her original problem, and I don't know why. I just don't have it.
Union members paid for by the Center for Individual Freedom.
It's the Dan Capital.
What car was it, do you remember?
No, I don't remember that. I don't know if this is the one where there's a big oil leak after she had it changed.
Yeah.
Coloradans really want our beautiful state to become America's guest star? Join me at 4.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Margie, welcome to the show. I'm Tom Martino. What's going on, Margie?
Oh, I was curious, when you were talking about the fence issue, if the original guy who had put the fence in the wrong place sold his property and a new owner came in there, and say, for example, before they bought the new person bought the property, they talk to the neighbors because people want to know what the neighbors are like. And he happens to get a survey of the new property, and it shows that it's not in the right place. They have to move it because he knows that it was in the wrong place because the neighbor said, this is on my land.
Okay, that's a good point. And we talked about ownership changes, and the law does not talk about ownership changes. It simply talks about use of the land for a continuous time. So let's say you have neighbors, and you have neighbor A who is doing the encroaching and neighbor B who is the victim. Okay, so if neighbor A moved that fence and it encroached on B, and then A moved away, right? Now a new person moves in there. This is C. And now the guy lives in B's house, in A's house, his name is C, and he's encroaching on the next door. Now, if that next door neighbor comes to him and says, hey, you're encroaching, move it. If it's before the 18 years expired, then he would have to move it. or they would have to, do something about it. But if it's after the 18 years, that new neighbor can say, I'm sorry, it's our property because our previous owner had that fence up for many, many years.
Okay, so what if the fence completely blew down in a storm? Do they have to put it back to the original place?
Now, if it blew down after the 18-year period, the new fence line would be the right way to go. He would put it back right where it was because that was his property because he waited 18 years. If it blew down before the 18 years, it would start all over again. And if he tried to put it back up again, that neighbor could protest saying, no, you're not putting it on my land. It all has to do with the open and hostile use of a neighbor's property or someone's property, it doesn't have to be a neighbor, without consent.
Okay.
And it continues. So let's say your neighbor had a fence up for 10 years. And now let's say he sells his house. The new neighbor only has to wait 8 years for that to be his.
Okay.
Do you have a situation where you live?
No, I'm just curious.
Yeah, it is a terrible situation. It really is. It's, if you go out and claim property and the other person doesn't do anything about it, that property is going to become yours. I don't even know why they do this kind of law. I mean, that one guy tried to explain it. It has something to do with grazing, but it makes no sense to me that why using land would make that land yours. Now, by the way, that's not using land with permission. That's why if your neighbor ever wants an easement to get to and from their property, if you give permission in writing for that, you're safe because you can reject or revoke permission later on. But if you don't give permission and simply let them use it, and they continue using it, they can claim adverse possession. And that would be a terrible situation. Now, it's something that we cover here and try to warn people about. 303-713-8255. Let's talk to Ivan. We have plenty of time for calls. Ivan, what's going on?
Well, I never thought this would happen with Lowe's. However, we ordered a door, custom built, a couple of $grand, and with installation, which we prepaid.
Is this an exterior door?
Yes.
All right.
About $4,000 or $5,000. The door finally got made after about 6 months because of COVID, and by then we were in Southern Nevada for the winter. Lowe's, we got a call, and somebody from Lowe's said, "We've got the door on our truck, and we'll be at your house in 15 minutes." And we said, well, our house is in Southern Nevada. So Lowe's agreed to take it back and to store it. I have that in an email.
Well, wait a minute. When you said you're in Central Nevada, you ordered it for your home in Colorado?
Yeah.
All right, got it.
What's the problem with it? All right. So at any rate, make a long story short, the assistant manager at Lowe's said he would store the door for us, let him know when we wanted it installed, so which we did several months before coming back, give him a lot of lead time. The installers call and say, "Where's your door?" We said, "Lowe's has got it." Turns out Lowe's doesn't have it anymore. One of the worst things is they will not communicate. I've been
Wait a minute. Wait. Let's simplify this. Forget about the attempted delivery. Let's just simplify this. You ordered a door and you didn't get it.
Right.
You don't have to prove anything. If you sue them in small claims court for $5,000, they breached the contract. You don't have the door.
Yeah, well, I just wondered if you had an angel there.
We have an angle. You sue them in small claims court for $5,000. There's no way they can get out of it. I mean, they owe you $5,000. Right. Are they saying? Are they saying they delivered it that day?
That's it, Tom. They're not saying one word. They will not answer phone calls. I sent an email to an assistant manager who had
Wait a minute.
saying he would store it. Yeah.
What do you mean they don't answer? They answer their phones. If I call right now, they'll answer. Do they know it's your number or something?
They answer after a lot of rings, and I understand that. They're short-handed, everybody is.
Yeah.
But what happened this morning, after 5 days from Monday, I call, the gal says, oh, I think I know what you're saying. I'll call the assistant manager, or hook you up with the assistant manager. She comes back on and says, I got a message from Logan, the assistant manager, and he says 20 minutes. Haven't heard since, and that was about 8 o'clock this morning. But that's been going on for 3 or 4 days. I can talk to somebody, but they won't call me back. It's very frustrating, and like I said, I didn't expect that from them.
We'll call them for you. We'll call them for you. I want to give this to Deputy Smarty Pants. Hold on. Hey, Kelly.
Okay. All right.
Oh, if you hold on, we will get this to Deputy Smarty Pants to call Lowe's. They basically lost his door. You know, that whole idea about you being in Nevada, I wouldn't even complicate the message to them. Here's the message. You ordered a door. When did you order it?
Oh, about June of last year.
Okay, June of last year, and you never got it, period.
Correct.
All right. I'm wondering if those idiots ever delivered it to your other house. Hold on. I mean, to your house when you were in Nevada.
Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by Allstate.
An accident on southbound I-25 at Troubleshooter. The 2 right lanes blocked. Traffic jammed back to the 225 interchange. More than a 30-minute delay southbound through the tech center. The rest of the highway drive around the metro area in good shape. Just the usual Friday afternoon volume slowing. Off freeway, northbound Havana is closed between 45th and 47th because a semi knocked over a light pole, and Broadway is at 5th for police activity. Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather, partly cloudy this afternoon, cool off to the upper 40s overnight tonight. Mostly sunny tomorrow for your Saturday with a high in the mid-80s. It's 82 right now in Denver. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHAL.
Are you a safe driver? Are you looking to save money? With DriveWise from Allstate, the safer you drive, the more you can save. And Allstate Better Protection costs a whole lot less. Visit allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
You know how I feel. This is the season for garage coatings, or for your patio, or for your decks, your pool decks. Garage Kings, they are the people that brag about lowest prices, no money down, lifetime warranty, free, fast estimates. And they are serving Pueblo to Fort Collins, veteran-owned and operated, military discounts, both commercial and residential. GarageKings.com, 720-252-0370. These are beautiful coatings, whether it's for a big building, a small building, or walkways. 720-252-0370, GarageKings.com. And I can't say this enough. Get out of pain. There's no reason to be in pain. Colorado Pain Care has dedicated itself to getting people out of pain. You know what? They can work with all your major insurance, and they have quick remedies to get you out of pain quickly, and then longer-term solutions. They have physical therapy, and I have availed myself of Colorado Pain Care. I'll be honest with you, okay? They can deal with chronic pain or acute pain. Acute pain is sudden and onset, and a chronic is something that's been with you for a while. Either one. They've helped me with both. I really believe in the docs. They do a great job. Office hours 7 to 7 for convenience. And if you go to coloradopaincare.com, you'll find clinics for your convenience. 303-GOT-PAIN is the phone number. 303-GOT-PAIN.
What's up, Nuggets fans? It's Jamal Murray.
What's up, Nuggets fans?
If you're looking to buy a home but want to skip all the stress, it's time for a mid-game adjustment. Orchard lets you move into your new home before you even sell your old one. Orchard turns you into a cash buyer so you can win in a competitive market. And it doesn't cost you any more money than traditional real estate. Orchard is the same game, but new rules. So get out there and win the home you want.
Orchard, the new way to home, is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets. Get started at Orchard.com.
Peak Performance is the smartest solution in the universe for men dealing with erectile dysfunction, or ED. So, we hired an equally smart guy who knows a thing or two about the universe to explain our treatment. An astrophysicist. Peak Performance.
Hi, I'm an astrophysicist. What makes Peak Performance the smartest ED solution is that it uses a revolutionary
process called focused linear compression therapy. These short, comfortable treatments involve no pain, no surgery, no side effects, and are effective for over 80% of men.
Peak Performance. Very smart. Call Peak Performance today at 1-800-210-8181 for a free blood flow evaluation. That's 1-800-210-8181. Call 1-800-210-8181 or visit peakperformanceformen.com. Peak Performance. Men at his peak.
Michael Brown here for Podiatry Associates. Do you have foot and ankle pain like I did at one time? Well, Podiatry Associates is my answer, and it's your answer too. Contact them today to learn more about how their podiatrists and physical therapists can help you feel better fast. Podiatry Associates is one of the only facilities in the country that makes orthotics in-house. That makes them quicker and more affordable for you if that's what you need. So call Podiatry Associates today, 303-805-5156, or go online, footdoctorscolorado.com. That's footdoctorscolorado.com.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I'm asking about Prevnar 20 because there's a chance pneumococcal pneumonia could put me in the hospital. Age 65 or older, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infection from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com. I want to be able to keep my plans.
So I'm asking my doctor about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
Trade in, trade up, trade down, whatever your needs are, the Sharpest Price will get you the best offer, hands down. Your car is worth more now than any time in the past. They're located just minutes from I-25 in Santa Fe, and they have the best appraisals in town. Get more info today at thesharpestprice.com.
Fairway Auto Service invites you to experience auto repair and service. Trusted technicians that will provide you with exceptional customer satisfaction. They offer the best auto service repair and quality for your car. For more info, go to fairwayautoservice.com.
Denver's talk station wants to put $1,000 in your hand. Every weekday, you have 9 chances a day to win $1,000. Listen for the keyword at 5 past the hour.
Thank you so much.
$1,000 in your hand. Sponsored by Guy Reese.
Guy Reese has been your trusted neighborhood paint store since way back in 1899. And this May, they're making it even easier for you to find your favorite color. May 4th through 16th, they're offering Benjamin Moore color samples at half price. Visit your nearest Guy Reese location and start sampling today.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So a couple follow-ups here. I got a real estate agent who said, I've been in the business 37 years in Denver Metro. Wow. She says it's been more than 10 years since any requirements for an improvement location certificate or a mini survey is required for loans. I never realized that. That's crazy. So they're no longer requiring improvement certificates. But people, my recommendation is that you get a full survey improvement certificate for your own protection, especially if your lender's not asking for it. Very important. You could learn a lot. I mean, what if you buy a place, you find your garage is encroaching on someone's property, and it's been less than 18 years, and they want you to move it? Apparently, banks aren't requiring that anymore. And I don't think title insurance would cover it. So that's really, really important. Also, another thing we've learned this week. We've talked about adverse possession. Let's move on to something else. Runaway management companies. You have to be careful when you buy a condo or you buy a townhome that you're not in a community where the HOA has fizzled out, technically fizzled out. And a management company has taken over, and they were put into place legitimately, and then they stay there by being self-appointed and by no one responding to a ballot or by saying such and such management company will continue for a period of 5 years unless we hear from this many homeowners. And in other words, they start ruling themselves. Then they start telling homeowners what the laws are and enforcing them and fining them and becoming a self-feeding entity which really has no financial interest in the development. It's a runaway management company. Right now, you may be hearing me, knowing that your place is run by a management company. There's some guy or chick at the head right now, guy or gal, and what they're doing is they're telling you how to live. And they have no ownership stake in that property, but they were appointed years ago. They even give themselves raises when they want them. Yeah. And they are a runaway management company. Also beware of proxies, where one person can control a lot of people. Save all your problems.